Inside the Fire Realm restaurant, in one of its more secluded rooms, Shang Tianyan and Luo He sat opposite each other, while Suo Zi waited politely at the side, serving dishes and fine wine. Morosa, the attendant, had to remain outside the small building. These past 2 days, many factions in Huyang City have been coming to see you, haven't they? Shang Tianyan said. Luo He sighed. They went straight to my cave mansion. When I went to the Dreamflower House, there were groups waiting there as well. That's why I hid out here. The Fire Realm restaurant is at least quiet. Haha, when you forced the Blood Python Society to bow and compensate, you were already one of the top figures in Huyang City, Shang Tianyan laughed. I don't know how many eternal true gods are envious. Ordinary eternal true gods like us can't compare to you in influence. Among eternal true gods, the gaps could be enormous. Differences in divine body strength, weapons, secret treasures and armor, secret arts, law cultivation, bloodline talent, and sheer force of will. Shang Tianyan continued, if I'm not mistaken, the City Lord's mansion has probably upgraded your rating to Class A. Class A? Luo He asked, curious. An eternal true god that even a Huyang Legion can't handle is generally considered Class A. At that status, the City Lord's mansion won't move lightly, Shang Tianyan explained. Luo He considered that for a moment. A Huyang Legion is commanded by a top eternal true god and includes tens of thousands of void true gods and millions of elite true gods operating the Legion's mechanical secret treasures. Together, they can unleash something near Chaos Realm power. With your strength, Luo He, you might not beat a Legion head-on, but you can exploit your advantages and avoid its strengths, making a Huyang Legion helpless, Shang Tianyan said, laughing. Without any secret treasures or weapons, you once snatched Vice President Limo's true god heart with one hand. Everyone can see that at full power, you can use all kinds of secret arts and tactics. Luo He smiled quietly, saying little. Was a Huyang Legion powerful in a straight fight? In terms of raw divine energy and its purity, none of those numbers could match him. What made them dangerous was their mechanical secret treasures. A head-on clash wouldn't be about him not being able to afford the expenditure. It would be about the Legion being unable to sustain the strain. You don't seem too worried about a Huyang Legion, Shang Tianyan observed, lifting his cup. That calls for a drink. Drink, Luo He agreed, and they toasted. But don't underestimate the City Lord's mansion, Shang Tianyan warned as he drank. The Huyang 10 legions and the Huyang Guard are only the visible deterrent. This city, built and refined over countless years, is one of their true anchors. If things ever escalate, a Chaos Master, or even a Divine King, could tear through space and arrive. I wouldn't be foolish enough to provoke the City Lord's mansion, Luo He said. Of course, the whole Zhujiang Chao state is the fief of Ninjiang Marquise. Without a major crisis, he won't rush into Huyang City, Shang Tianyan agreed. So long as you don't challenge the City Lord's authority, you probably won't draw a Chaos Master's attention. But remember one thing. His expression turned serious. Go on, Luo He said. Never get involved in the conflict between Shi country and Yu country, Shang Tianyan whispered. That's the most dangerous whirlpool in Huyang City. Once you get sucked in, no matter how strong you are on your own, you can be ground to dust. The conflict between Shi country and Yu country? Luo He asked. Since its founding, Shi country has been expanding. It now borders our Yu country, so clashes are frequent, Shang Tianyan said. Huyang City, as a major border city, has always been a hotbed of secret conflicts. For example, the Zanyun Chamber of Commerce is a front for Shi country. Luo He nodded. The president of the Zanyun Chamber visited my cave mansion yesterday, but I didn't pay him much mind. That was the right decision, Shang Tianyan said. Trade must continue, but Shi country has long planted eternal true gods in the city. If they choose, they can send even stronger forces at any time. That's the biggest hidden danger here. If the two great divine countries ever go to war, this place could be reduced to dust. They drank and sighed. Luo He liked Shang Tianyan. He was straightforward, and when Luo He had been confused about body refinement, Shang Tianyan had explained things plainly. As one of Huyang City's top refiners, Shang Tianyan's few words saved Luo He time and missteps in studying the Chaos Great Strength diagram. That kind of help was rare, and Luo He valued the friendship. They finished their meal and stood to leave. This restaurant has a unique flavor, Shang Tianyan praised. Their roasted meat is excellent. My perfect divine body dulls ordinary foods, but this is tasty, Luohe agreed. As they stepped outside, Morosa hurriedly hid the empty wine jar, and both men noticed a woman with a fluffy tail approaching, flanked by a guard. That's Diao Rongqi of the Diao Rong family, daughter of Diao Rongyan, Shang Tianyan introduced. Greetings, Uncle Shang, Diao Rongqi said with a bright smile and a respectful bow. Are you here to see Luohe? Shang Tianyan asked. How did you find this place? Diao Rongqi answered quickly. When I heard about Lord Luohe's matter at Dream Flower House, I wanted to pay my respects. My guard told me you might be at the Fire Realm restaurant. Luohe watched with interest. The guard beside her was Suo Yun, the young true god from the tribal group he had once rescued. Shang Zun, Suo Yun added quickly and respectfully, Brother Suo Zi and I live and work here. While talking, I heard that Shang Zun had come to the Fire Realm restaurant. What a coincidence, Luohe said, looking at the woman with the fluffy tail. Why have you come? To become your disciple. Diao Rongqi's eyes shone. I want to be your disciple, Shang Zun. Your father is an eternal true god. You want to be my disciple? Luohe looked at her. My father's expertise is in alchemy, not combat, Diao Rongqi bowed. I am willing to offer 5,000 cosmic sand. I only ask for a chance to become your disciple, Shang Zun. Luohe shook his head and glanced at Shang Tianyan. Brother Shang, let's go. Shang Tianyan didn't try to persuade him. The matter of accepting a disciple was serious. The two of them rose, spread their void forms, and left. Shang Zun, Diao Rongqi called out urgently as they took off. Please give me a chance. Test me. Become my master's disciple? What a lovely dream, Morosa muttered, then followed Luohe. Diao Rongqi paused for a moment, then turned away. Suoyun, stay here at the Fire Realm restaurant. If Lord Luohe shows up again, notify me at once. Yes, Suoyun replied, watching his young mistress leave with respectful attention. Suozi came over and scolded Suoyun. How could you casually tell others that Shang Zun is here? Suoyun frowned. My young mistress wanted to visit. There was no harm in it. Why can't I tell her? We run a restaurant business. We must protect our esteemed guests' privacy, Suozi chided. You're my brother. I told you privately. You went and told your young mistress without telling me? Suoyun scoffed. Shang Zun didn't blame me, but you are blaming me. Shang Zun is good-natured and didn't blame you, but if you ran into someone with a short temper, you'd be in trouble, Suozi said urgently. In Huyang City, especially when eternal true gods are involved, you must be cautious. Always being cautious. When will we ever break through? Suoyun snapped. When an opportunity comes, you have to seize it. Just from this visit, I already obtained a secret art. Suozi froze. They were from the tribe, and after proving their bloodline, had been trying to buy secret arts suited to them, but the good ones were prohibitively expensive. On the one hand, Suozi was glad for his brother. On the other, he felt the gap between them. He was still an apprentice, saving chaos crystals painstakingly to afford a secret art. It would take a long time. Patriarch said to be careful in Huyang City. No rush. My lifespan is long enough, Suozi forced himself to say, keeping his emotions in check. Meanwhile, at the Blood Python Society headquarters, the mood was sour. These past 2 days, the most talked-about person in all Huyang City has been Luo He, Vice President Mu Lin said, shaking his head. Whenever Luo He is mentioned, our Blood Python Society comes up. Can you shut up? Vice President Lai Mo snapped. I don't care about gossip. Guildmaster Mu Yang scowled. What I care about is that we had to pay 20,000 cosmic sand in compensation. I'm broke. Every cosmic sand matters. The two vice presidents exchanged awkward looks. We're out of funds too, Mu Lin admitted quickly. Guildmaster, I already lent you everything I could. You paid 18,000 cosmic sand for me last time. Now you still owe me 5,000, Vice President Lai Mo said. Both vice presidents were puzzled by Mu Yang's perennial poverty. He commanded most of the society's resources, yet always seemed short of funds. They had lent him so much that it was worrying. Chapter 22, The Blood Python President's Poverty. The Blood Python Society's leader, Mu Yang, grew cold. I'm not asking to borrow. I'm asking if you found any worthwhile prey lately. We've ordered our subordinates to search, Vice Guildmaster Lai Mo explained. But you know how cautious the Void True Gods in Huyang City are. They hide their treasures. It's hard to screen out good prey. Last era, I personally killed 122 void true gods and obtained 1,800 cosmic sand. By our agreement, I took 1/10 and handed you the remaining 9/10. I killed 100 through prey and obtained 1,200 cosmic sand, added Vice Guildmaster Mu Lin. I already gave you what I owed. We all made karmic contracts. We wouldn't lie about these things. Mu Yang's voice was indifferent and sharp. I want good prey, not scraps. The two Vice Guildmasters exchanged worried looks. If we can't find good prey, the City Lord's mansion has already set a hard bottom line, Limo said. The quota for killings inside the city is very limited. Void true gods are extremely careful. Even if they come into possession of treasures, they won't advertise them. Mu Lin frowned. Guildmaster, since we founded the Blood Python Society, you've done well and amassed wealth. I've never seen you this anxious before. Why are you getting more restless now? Mu Lin and Mu Yang were from the same clan and had come to Huyang City together. Mu Lin could say things Limo dared not. Mu Yang pressed on. What about residency fees? Any increase? No. Limo shook his head. Most of the true gods in the city survive by hunting exotic beasts. After they make a haul, they return to their cave dwellings and seclude themselves. We can't collect residency fees from them. In fact, this era, it might even decrease a little. Mu Yang exploded. Worthless fools. The Blood Python Society raises all these subordinates to find prey in the city and collect residency fees. They can't find prey, and the fees are falling? What use are they? Expel the incompetent ones. Supporting a subordinate was expensive. Every subordinate paid the City Lord's mansion a residency fee, 1 chaos crystal per era, and needed cultivation resources. On average, supporting a true god-level subordinate cost about 3 chaos crystals per era. The stronger the subordinate, the higher the cost. Large darkness factions had high operating expenses. The City Lord's mansion's residency collection was official. True gods who paid were guaranteed safety in their cave dwellings. That's why many sought to live in the city. But most residents tried every way to avoid paying the darkness factions, hiding in caves, moving in groups when they went out, blending with crowds of true gods, making fee collection difficult. The City Lord's mansion guarantees the safety of cave dwellers, Mu Lin continued. If we act openly, other true gods will notice and the City Lord's mansion will intervene. They've set up systems so it's almost impossible for us to collect without getting caught. You two need to come up with something, Mu Yang growled. How do we find good prey? How do we collect more residency fees? We'll think of something. The two Vice Guild Masters agreed, but the Blood Python Society had been operating for a long time. Most avenues had already been tried. A sudden look toward the entrance made Mu Yang pause. Mo Li Meng is here. You two go out first. All right. Lai Mo and Mu Lin breathed a sigh of relief and left. A moment later, a middle-aged man with 4 purple curved horns, Mo Li Meng, entered. Here to collect debts again? Mu Yang sighed. This era's 50,000 cosmic sand, time to pay. Mo Li Meng smiled without warmth. You wouldn't tell me you can't pay after losing 20,000 cosmic sand to Luo He, would you? Mu Yang shook his head. 50,000 cosmic sand is manageable, but Mo Li Meng, given the small territory of the Blood Python Society, isn't paying 50,000 cosmic sand every era a bit excessive? Could it be reduced? No. Mo Li Meng's expression didn't change. Unless you disband the Blood Python Society and give up your territory. The rules of Huyang City are clear. Whichever darkness faction controls a territory pays the tribute to the 5 great families of the City Lord's mansion. That's the bottom line. Mu Yang felt cornered. During earlier territory struggles, he'd resisted paying and been punished. He'd taken heavy losses before conceding and earning the 5 great families' tolerance. Then at least increase our killing quota each era, he demanded. The permitted killing rate inside the city can't exceed 1,000th per era. That's far too low. True gods and void true gods have conflicts during long stays in the city. The natural death rate is already close to 1,000th. Our quota is too tight. It cannot exceed 1,000th, Mo Li Meng said flatly. Last era, your Blood Python Society must have assassinated over 1 million true gods and several hundred void true gods inside the city. That's enough. Mu Yang spluttered in protest, then pressed a jade bottle across the table. Here, 50,000 cosmic sand. Not a coin less. Mo Li Meng accepted it and relaxed. As he rose to leave, he warned, I'm telling you, in the past few decades, some of the things your blood python society did have gone too far. What things? I don't know. Don't pin everything on me, Mu Yang snapped. Mo Li Meng glanced at him, but said nothing more, and departed. Mu Yang watched him go. The 5 great families of the city lord's mansion are the cruelest, he muttered, though he knew full well the truth. If he crossed their bottom line, they could crush the Blood Python Society without hesitation. All members need a lot of cosmic sand every era. The 5 great families need theirs, and Luo He stole 20,000 from me. I'm really strapped this era. Mu Yang felt the squeeze keenly. He activated the hall's array and sealed the room. A mirror condensed in the void, and within it, a white-robed figure wearing a red mask appeared. Lord Bloodcloud, Mu Yang greeted with an unusual humility. Across Huyang City, the most formidable powers were the City Lord's mansion and its 5 great families, and the secretive Shi Country faction, whose most terrifying presence was known as Bloodcloud. Bloodcloud's voice was calm and unreadable. Why has Guildmaster Mu Yang suddenly sought me? The second half of the Hunty Blood Sand method requires 1 million cosmic sand, Mu Yang said bluntly. I can't gather it. Can I owe part of it? I can pay half now. Bloodcloud let out a soft, humorless chuckle. A bloodline cultivation method can only take you so far. The Chaos Realm is its limit. The Hunty Blood Sand method is a top-grade Chaos Realm bloodline technique and suits you exceptionally well. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If not for your past merits for the Shi Country, you wouldn't even be offered the chance to purchase it. I know, but 1 million is too much, Mu Yang pleaded. You only have the chance because you serve the Shi Country, Bloodcloud said. Try buying it from the Yanfeng Guild. You couldn't get it at any price. If you want to earn a lot, you'll have to take risks. Think carefully. The connection cut off. Mu Yang sat and thought. He'd entangled himself with both the City Lord's mansion and the Shi Country faction. Ordinary business in Huyang City was heavily monitored by the City Lord's mansion, so earning large sums took time. Quick wealth required taking risks. His eyes cooled. Once I get the Hunty Blood Sand method, I'll leave Huyang City. No more getting dragged into their wars. Chaos Armor 913 Cave Dwelling. On a high peak, Luo Feng sat on a large rock drinking alone. In truth, he was running the Great Destruction Heart Refining method. His spirit constantly shattered and then reconstituted. Each recoalescence made his spiritual will denser. This was the normal adaptation process. Under relentless grinding and destruction, the spirit hardened and grew more resistant. Short-term gains weren't as dramatic as with the 7 Emotions Heart Refining method, but the Great Destruction method could be practiced far longer, and its long-term effects promised to be significant. With Brother Shang Tianyan's guidance, I'll grasp the second layer of the Chaos Great Strength diagram soon, Luo Feng thought. He had a deep understanding of laws and thus comprehended quickly. But even if I fully understand it, what then? I'm broke. I can't afford the materials for the second body refinement. The first body refinement, laying the foundation, had consumed materials worth 100,000 cosmic sand. Luo Feng estimated the second refinement would require several times that amount, and the third would multiply costs again. Where was he supposed to get that cosmic sand? With his current strength, significant improvement required either a major breakthrough in his primal chaos realm peak will, or a second body refinement of his perfect divine body. His divine body was vast, and his divine power exceptionally pure. Every refinement yielded noticeable power gains. Willpower could not be rushed. It needed patient, long-term tempering. But materials for the second body refinement had to be accounted for. He was painfully short. Luo Feng's brows tightened. He opened his Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall communication token to check bounty missions. Thanks to the 2 Alliance Masters for their generous donations, Dark Moon Hidden Night, and The Sea in Your Eyes. Chapter 23, Mo Yuhu's 3 Children. The bounty missions in the Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall were divided into categories: protection, employment, and assassination, and the assassination jobs clearly paid the most. Go for the high bounties, Luo Feng muttered, sipping wine as he scanned the list. The top mission read, Assassinate Mo Li Xiao, Supreme Commander of the Huyang Legion. Reward 1.2 million cosmic sand. To offer 1.2 million and not fear the City Lord's mansion must be Shi country, Luo Feng guessed. By Yanfeng Hall rules, assassination bounties have to be deposited in advance. If the mission fails, the guild keeps the money. No one would stake such a fortune without solid backing. Second on the list was Blood Cloud, leader of Shi country's forces in Huyang City, bounty 1 million. Third was Zhugu of the Zhu clan, 530,000 cosmic sand. Fourth, Chun Yu Yi, master of Kuying, 180,000. Seventh, Blood Python Guild Master Mu Yang, 120,000. Luo Feng paused at the familiar name of the Blood Python Guild Master. Seventh place meant his enemies were unusually generous. The top three are huge, then it drops off, Luo Feng noted. From intelligence Shang Tianyan had passed him, he already knew the most important figures of Huyang City. Mo Li Xiao, the strongest of the City Lord's Mansion's 5 great families and supreme commander of the Huyang Legion. Powerful alone, he commanded elite Legion mechanical treasures and an elite personal guard, terrifying in force. Blood Cloud, Shi country's leader, inside Huyang City, long active and a thorn to the 5 great families. The two were formidable and had crossed blades before. Zhugu of the Zhu clan ranked third. Luo Feng frowned. The Zhu clan is a local family, honest merchants. They shouldn't have so many enemies. Yet Zhugu's bounty tops most darkness faction leaders, and despite 530,000 floating over them for a long time, the clan stays stable. From the list, Luo Feng concluded Mo Li Xiao, Blood Cloud, and Zhugu were not to be trifled with. Of course, people like the Yanfeng Guildmaster, the old hermits around here, and myself don't show up on lists, he said with a dry smile. No bounty doesn't mean weakness. Which assassination to take? Employment and protection jobs wasted time for less pay. Assassination was the payoff. The heinous leaders of the Darkness faction were obvious candidates, people who had committed countless crimes and deserved it. The Blood Python Guildmaster's bounty was low compared to 3 others. Luo Feng would study the top 3 carefully. This first job had to succeed, and that meant preparation. Luo Feng had been sitting on a large rock on the mountain, weighing targets, when a figure flew up nearby. Master, Morosa said, Mo Yuhu has come to visit. Mo Yuhu? Luo Feng looked up. The first void true god he'd met on Origin Continent was Mo Yuhu. He came once before when I was in seclusion, Morosa added. He didn't disturb you then. This is his second visit. Luo Feng smiled. Let him in. Morosa nodded and zipped toward the cave mouth, then couldn't help a comment. Master, shouldn't we recruit some servants? Servants? Luo Feng chuckled. We cultivate in the cave, we drink wine and eat fruit. What servants do we need? When we're out, aren't you my servant? Morosa murmured. Master, your reputation in Huyang City is growing. Many come to see you. I have to guard the door and serve at your side. Luo Feng laughed. When guests came, Morosa, the only attendant, had to prepare wine and food and stand by. But Morosa, though keeping his strength hidden, was an eternal true god-level world beast and growing fast. He might even break into the Chaos realms sooner than Luo Feng. It wasn't right for him to be stuck with chores. My fault, Luo Feng said. I'll recruit servants in the next 2 days. I'm not urgent, Morosa grinned, then flew to the entrance to escort Mo Yuhu up. Mo Yuhu was nervous and restrained as he climbed. Greetings, Shangzun, he bowed deeply. As a void true god, Mo Yuhu was mid-tier in Huyang City. The news that an eternal true god named Luo He had forced the Blood Python Society to surrender had been the hottest topic in the city, and Mo Yuhu, of course, knew it. Luo Feng looked the visitor over and asked, Why have you come? Shangzun said I could ask you for help, Mo Yuhu stammered. He judged Luo Feng to be kind-hearted. The last time they'd met, Luo Feng hadn't harmed or robbed him, and had even given him a chance. I'm here to ask a favor. Luo Feng smiled. I don't hand out disciples lightly. Mo Yuhu produced a small gray hammer and held it out reverently. This weapon is my life's greatest treasure. While prospecting outside the city, I found the remains of an eternal true god. The weapon was the most valuable item, his personal treasure. I offer it to Shangzun, hoping my child might win the chance to become your disciple. Luo Feng took the hammer, appraising it. This is an eternal true god-level weapon. I'd estimate it at about 6,000 cosmic sand. A void true god like you actually found such a treasure and dares to show it to me. Aren't you afraid I'll seize it and silence you? I dared not sell it to any faction, Mo Yuhu replied. If word leaked, my whole family would be wiped out. I haven't had much contact with eternal true gods. The only one I trust is Shang Zun. Luo Feng laughed softly and turned the hammer in his hand. I don't recruit disciples easily. The eternal true gods don't, Mo Yuhu agreed. Usually there are trials. I only beg you to grant an opportunity, a trial. Luo Feng said, You know I have a conflict with the Blood Python Society. Yes, Mo Yuhu nodded. The rumor had already spread across Huyang City. That conflict showed him how powerful Luo Feng was. If his child could become Luo Feng's disciple, it would be a great fortune. Luo Feng continued, I will have more conflicts with other darkness factions. Eternal true gods who hold grudges against me won't be few. If your child follows me, he may be implicated. Mo Yuhu's face tightened for a moment, but he replied decisively, If he follows Shang Zun, he'll take both fortune and misfortune. I'm willing. How many children do you have? Luo Feng asked. 3, Mo Yuhu answered and produced a booklet. You may choose one. These are the records on my 3 children. Luo Feng skimmed the booklet. You're well prepared. I must be clear. I will take only one servant for now. He'll undergo trials, fail, and he won't become a disciple. The trial will be very, very long. To be a servant of Shang Zun is a great fortune for my child, Mo Yuhu said immediately. Good, Luo Feng nodded. Send them here. I will choose one to serve me. Mo Yuhu's face brightened. I'll bring them at once. He bowed and hurried away. Morosa watched Luo Feng toy with the little hammer and exclaimed, You recruited a servant and got a 6,000 cosmic sand weapon for free? Luo Feng grinned. I said I'd recruit someone within 2 days. I've done it now. Fast, isn't it? Very fast, Morosa said, delighted. And Master, you're great with money. 6,000 cosmic sand for a chance to serve me. He's not losing out, Luo Feng said casually. I'm your servant too, Morosa said with mock jealousy. If he becomes your disciple, I'll help teach him. You won't have to worry. That's fine, Luo Feng said. If I take him as a disciple, you'll be his second master. But I won't accept disciples lightly. If he doesn't meet the minimum, he'll remain a servant for life. Morosa nodded. Between the two of us teaching, the standard will be higher. Mo Yuhu returned home to a modest cave mansion in an ordinary neighborhood, bought for 1,000 chaos crystals, average for a void true god's dwelling. His 3 children were waiting, excited. They'd known their father had gone to see Luo He, and seeing him return, their faces brightened. Mo Yuhu looked at them with a mixture of pride and worry. On Origin Continent, love was rare. Most true gods fought just to survive, and raising children was a luxury. He'd been fortunate to have found his beloved wife and raised 3 children together. Since her death, his children were everything. Lord Luo He has agreed to give an opportunity, Mo Yuhu told them. He will choose one of you to serve as his attendant. Serving and completing trials is the only path to becoming his disciple. If you fail, you won't become an eternal true god's disciple. We understand, the 3 brothers said in unison. This is a rare chance. We will do our best. Mo Yuhu nodded, his face firm. Then let us go at once. Chapter 24. Servant Mo Yuhu led his 3 sons to the main entrance of Luo Feng's cave mansion. A cave mansion in the Hundunjia district, he said, eyes bright. The district was legendary throughout Huyang City, right beside the Chaos ruins, and those who lived there were among the most fearsome figures in the city. In the past, the Mo Yu brothers had never dared come near. Father is truly powerful to secure us this chance. This is the greatest opportunity of my life. I'll seize it even if it costs me my life. The eldest, Mo Yu Feng, the burliest of the 3, spoke with knife-sharp determination. Big brother and little brother are more talented than I am. If Lord Luo He chooses one of us, my chances are the smallest. The second, Mo Yu Qingyan, thought, but he didn't give up. I'll fight with everything I've got. I wonder how an eternal true god chooses disciples, the youngest, Mo Yu Liuxing, wondered as he watched his brothers. While each son was lost in his own thoughts, Mo Yuhu stepped forward and knocked. An invisible ripple spread out. The honest-looking Morosa opened the door and scanned them. Come in. Yes. Mo Yuhu bowed respectfully and led his 3 sons into the cave mansion. The brothers were a little nervous entering such an immense space. The chaotic aura inside was so dense it seemed almost on the verge of solidifying into chaos stone. They entered the pavilion. "Greetings, Shangzun, Venerable," Mo Yuhu said, bowing deeply. The 3 brothers knelt. "Rise." Luo Feng held a book that recorded the 3 brothers' information. "Among you, the eldest is a 9th-stage true god, and the other 2 are 6th-stage true gods," he said. "But to me, the stage of a true god is meaningless." The brothers' hearts trembled. "I will choose one of you to be my servant," Luo Feng continued. "The time you spend as my servant will be very, very long. You must pass my tests before you can become my disciple." "We understand." The 3, Mo Yu Li Feng, Mo Yu Qingyan, and Mo Yu Liuxing, showed extreme respect. "Let me be clear about the conditions first. If you are unwilling to be a servant, say so now. Once you become my servant, there will be no regrets." Luo Feng's tone was casual but final. The 3 listened carefully. "Being my servant is very dangerous. Many eternal true gods will try to kill me in the future, and you may be implicated. I cannot promise I will definitely protect you. If you become my servant, you must be prepared to die." "Since we follow the Shangzun, Venerable, we accept our fortunes and misfortunes," Mo Yu Li Feng said. "We do not fear death, only the lack of opportunity." Mo Yu Qingyan echoed. Mo Yu Liuxing hesitated. "May I ask, Shangzun Venerable, will you have many eternal true god enemies?" "There will be many, and they will stop at nothing." Luo Feng smiled faintly. Among his intended assassination targets, the one he most wanted to settle with was Bloodcloud, leader of the Shi country's lurking forces. Bloodcloud's cruel methods and position made him a priority, but his whereabouts remained unknown. The 5 great families and the city lord's mansion were also hunting Shi country's forces, so Bloodcloud had long been hidden. Luo Feng knew taking assassination missions would leave him with many enemies, though he and Morosa would do their best to protect any servants. "Father, I give up," Mo Yu Liuxing said. Mo Yuhu glanced at his youngest son, but was not surprised. Liuxing had grown up in comfortable circumstances and preferred a peaceful cultivation life. "I prefer to cultivate peacefully." "Good. One has given up," Luo Feng nodded. "After becoming my servant, he will receive no cultivation guidance from me, and he won't receive any of my resources." Mo Yu Li Feng and Mo Yu Qingyan were stunned. "He needs to comprehend the laws himself," Luo Feng explained. "Only after comprehending the 10 basic laws can he pass the first test. After multiple tests, he may qualify to become my disciple." "Without any guidance to comprehend the 10 basic laws?" the 2 older brothers asked. "Most beings from the origin continent become true gods through bloodline cultivation. Those who tried to follow the path of laws were a far smaller number. Comprehending the 10 basic laws was incredibly difficult. From birth until now, we've all used bloodline cultivation. Even if we spend our whole lives, it'll be hard to comprehend the 10 basic laws," Mo Yu Li Feng said. "If we never comprehend them, if you don't comprehend them, you cannot become my disciple," Luo Feng said. "Even if you do, there will be other tests." Mo Yu Li Feng struggled with it, but finally said, "I give up." Mo Yuhu watched his eldest son. The eldest was hardworking and endured hardship, but the requirement of comprehending the 10 basic laws made him withdraw. Luo Feng turned his attention to the second son. "What about you, Mo Yu Qingyan? Will you give up?" "I am willing to follow the Shangzun Venerable," Mo Yu Qingyan replied without hesitation. Luo Feng nodded with approval and then addressed Mo Yuhu. "Let it be Mo Yu Qingyan. From now on, he will be my servant." "Thank you, Shangzun Venerable," Mo Yuhu said calmly. He had watched his sons choose and knew their temperaments. "From now on, Mo Yu Qingyan will live here," Luo Feng said. "Then we will take our leave." Mo Yuhu bowed again and left with his 2 other sons. Only Mo Yu Qingyan remained. "I said I would not personally guide you, nor will I give you cultivation resources," Luo Feng told him. "You must diligently study and comprehend the 10 basic laws. As for household affairs within the cave mansion, follow Morosa's arrangements." "Yes, Shangzun Venerable," Mo Yu Qingyan answered respectfully. "Kid, you must call me Master." Morosa said gruffly, "Yes, Master." Mo Yu Qingyan was immediately obedient. "Luo, Morosa, help teach him well." Luo Feng waved his hand. He would give no direct guidance or resources, but he did not forbid Morosa from offering instruction. "Kid, follow me." Morosa grabbed Mo Yuqingyan by the collar and walked out, pleased at the thought of ordering both his new servant and his master around. Luo Feng smiled as he watched them go. He reflected on the weaknesses of bloodline cultivation. Its foundation could be unstable, advancing only by bloodline power until it hit a bottleneck. The Duan Donghe and Jin God King lineages recorded that the top clans on the origin continent required members to at least master the 10 basic laws. After that, understanding bloodline cultivation became easier and the path could extend further. To be my disciple, Luo Feng thought, even if he can't follow a law lineage, at least his bloodline cultivation must be able to go far. On the origin continent, the environment for comprehending laws is much better than here in the primordial universe. Morosa can guide him sometimes. If he still can't master the 10 basic laws after that, then he's too useless to be my disciple. Mo Yu-hu and his 2 sons returned home. "The path is one you chose yourselves. Don't regret it," he said once they were back. "Father, I'm not afraid of death, but I fear a lack of opportunity to prove myself," Mo Yu-li-feng said grimly. "I'm already a 9th stage true god. With more effort I hope to break through to void true god. As for the 10 basic laws, I've tried to comprehend them before. I doubt I'll ever fully grasp them." Mo Yu-sing smiled. "Father, the path I chose is one I'm willing to take." "Good, as long as there are no complaints." Mo Yu-hu nodded. A child's path had to be forged by themselves. He also suspected his second son's road, Mo Yu-qingyan's, would not be easy. Night fell over Huyang City. Inside the large cave mansion of the Diaorong clan, the red-browed elder with a fluffy tail paced quietly. He called himself Diaorong Yan in his mind and smiled, thinking of his daughter. Chier has been going to the Moli clan a lot lately. She spends more time with Moli Fei Yun than with me, her father, he thought, feeling pleased. After all, the Moli clan was one of the 5 great families. Suddenly, a bloody aura whipped into the cave mansion like an arrow. The protective formation that had been running continuously was shredded in an instant. "Who?" Diaorong Yan's face changed. A terrifying fluctuation burst from him as a dazzling crimson light shot toward the bloody aura. In his true form, he stood upright, red-furred, fluffy-tailed, majestic and imposing. "A universe formed in a single thought. My cave mansion is sealed and isolated," he declared, realizing something was very wrong. "Stop! Everything can be discussed," he shouted, panic rising among the clan members. An icy voice echoed inside his consciousness. "I did not expect you, a refiner, to hide tricks like these. Unfortunately, before me, you are not worth mentioning." Then a gigantic bloody hand formed out of nothing. The moment it appeared, it seized Diaorong Yan's true form and tore it apart. Bloody light swept through the mansion. All living beings inside, Diaorong clan members, servants, guards, were annihilated by the crimson radiance. At the city lord's mansion, officials monitoring the city detected the sudden formation of a small universe domain around the Diaorong cave mansion and a massive eruption of divine power in that area. "Report to the city lord immediately," they said. At the Moli clan's cave mansion, Diaorongqi and Moli Fei Yun were drinking and chatting. "I like my senior brother, but he ignores me," Moli Fei Yun, tipsy, complained. "I want to become a disciple of Commander Moli Xiao, but he doesn't think highly of me. I wanted to be Lord Luo He's disciple, but he doesn't think highly of me either." Diaorongqi took a swig of wine, also troubled. Suddenly, Diaorongqi's communication token pulsed. A message came through. "Chier, the one who killed me is Blood Python Guildmaster Mu Yang. You must remember." The message was an entrusted transmission from Diaorong Yan. The small universe domain usually isolated anything inside, blocking ordinary communications, but Diaorong Yan had used an expensive karmic communication token and managed to send one last message before he died. "Father?" Diaorongqi jerked upright, instantly sobered. "What's wrong?" Moli Fei Yun, still hazy from wine, asked. Diaorongqi sat motionless, tears streaming down her face. "Xiaoqi, what's wrong?" Moli Fei Yun's expression tightened as she rushed over. "What happened?" "My father is dead," Diaorongqi said in a hollow voice. When her father had been alive, she had been a noblewoman of a prominent family, moving only among the children of Huyang City's great houses. She had even looked down on apprenticing to an ordinary eternal true god, insisting she would only take on the strongest, Commander Mo Li Xiao, or, failing that, Lord Luo Hei, who could suppress the darkness faction. She had resented her father, an ordinary eternal true god who practiced alchemy. Now that he was gone, and with a last message that offered a clue to his killer, the guilt and grief overwhelmed her. Father, she knew, more than anyone, that he had been the one who loved her most. Uncle Yan is dead? Mo Li Feiyun could hardly believe it. How? Who killed him? He was killed, came a resigned sigh. Mo Li Meng, the leader of the Mo Li clan, had returned from overseeing other matters. Mo Li Xiao lacked the energy for family affairs right now. Father, Mo Li Feiyun looked at him expectantly. Just now, everyone living in the main cave dwelling of the Diaorong family was killed. No survivors, Mo Li Meng said quietly. Only a few scattered branch households remain. Cave dwellings had limited space. Large clans spread out, and it was the core branch, the main cave dwelling, that had been wiped clean. Diao Rongqi stared, stunned. Who did it? Mo Li Feiyun demanded. Diao Rongqi looked toward Mo Li Meng as he spoke. Before Diao Rongyan died, he sent out karmic message tokens to many friends. He named Blood Python Society leader Mu Yang as the murderer. My father sent me a message too, Diao Rongqi croaked. He said the same thing. The entire cave dwelling, my father, tens of thousands of people from eternal true gods to the children, no one was spared. With my father's last message as proof, the City Lord's mansion should act, right? Mo Li Meng shook his head. Blood Python Guildmaster is no ordinary eternal true god. He commands a faction. Killing him isn't a simple matter. The 5 great families have to discuss it. And your father's last message isn't irrefutable. The murderer could have used a disguise to appear as Mu Yang. Disguise? Diao Rongqi asked, panic rising. So my father's message can't be trusted? Some disguise techniques are so advanced that even an eternal true god can be fooled, Mo Li Meng explained. In short, proving the killer beyond doubt so the City Lord will act, it's very difficult. Diao Rongqi fell into silence. After your father's death, you'll find it hard, as a void true god, to manage all the businesses under his name, alchemy shops, cave workshops, and so on. Mo Li Meng continued, my clan can take them into custody. Father, Mo Li Feiyun began, alarmed. Don't worry, I wouldn't take advantage, Mo Li Meng said. These holdings are valued at 20,000 cosmic sand. I'll put them under your name, Diao Rongqi, at the Yanfeng Guild. You shouldn't hold too much cosmic sand directly. Thank you, Uncle Meng, Diao Rongqi said, surprised and grateful. She knew it was not a small offer. There are few in Huyang City who would dare kill Blood Python Guild Master, Mo Li Meng added. You must be patient and wait for the right opportunity. Can Commander Mo Li act? I can even give up those 20,000 cosmic sand, Diao Rongqi asked desperately. It's not as simple as you think, Mo Li Meng said, then turned and left. Xiaoqi, you can stay with me. No one will threaten you here, Mo Li Feiyun offered. I want some peace and quiet, Diao Rongqi murmured. Okay, I won't disturb you, Feiyun said and left. Diao Rongqi remained alone, staring blankly at the night sky, at the cold, distant stars. Her father's star, she thought, must have gone out completely. The memory of him overwhelmed her. Then anger rose in her eyes. She remotely contacted the Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall through her message token. Diao Rongqi, your father Diao Rongyan has died. He left you 30,000 cosmic sand in the Dark Hall. Mo Li Meng has also deposited 20,000 cosmic sand for you. You now have 50,000 cosmic sand under your name, the Dark Hall replied. I want to use 40,000 cosmic sand to put a bounty on Blood Python Society leader Mu Yang, Diao Rongqi sent back. She trusted her father's last judgment. The bounty on Blood Python Guildmaster has already risen to 160,000 cosmic sand. You still have 10,000 cosmic sand under your name, the Dark Hall answered. After raising the bounty, there was nothing more she could do but wait, hoping a powerful expert would accept the mission and kill Mu Yang. At Blood Python Society headquarters, Mu Yang received visitors. Mo Li Meng's arrival ruffled the calm. Mo Li Meng, what brings you here? Mu Yang greeted, masking his tension with a smile. Are you insane? Mo Li Meng's face was stern. Diao Rongyan devoted himself to alchemy and benefited all of Huyang City. He stayed out of your darkness faction's conflicts. Why would you do this? Your recklessness will cause panic among Huyang City's families. If the 5 great families decide you threaten the city's stability, you're finished. It wasn't me who killed him, Mu Yang protested. Someone disguised as me did it. Blood Cloud, the Shi country faction's leader hiding in Huyang City, is a master of disguise. I suspect he used that technique. Diao Rongyan named you before he died, Mo Limeng sneered. You're so careless that the dying victim could recognize your identity. It wasn't me, Mu Yang insisted. Within Huyang City, everyone follows rules. Mo Limeng glanced at him and left. If you don't follow the rules, be prepared to face the consequences. Once Mo Limeng had gone, Mu Yang's expression hardened. He cared little for rules. Strength mattered here. Who can stop me? I only killed one person. What can all those great families do? Anyone who dares attack me must be ready to die, he said coldly. It was, however, a disappointment that he had gotten so little from the raid. After pillaging the cave dwelling, he had only gained 220,000 cosmic sand. I thought the top 3 alchemists in Huyang City would be wealthy, he muttered. It's a pity. He thought about his next moves. I have to buy the lower volume of the Hunty Blood Sand method soon. If I delay, the Shi country will wrap me up in their conflicts, and I won't even be able to save myself. I must gather 1,000,000 cosmic sand. His eyes chilled with resolve. Time on the origin continent slipped forward. Night turned to day, and word of Diao Rongyan's death spread through Huyang City. The rumor that Mu Yang might be the murderer reached every major faction. The bounty in the Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall on Mu Yang had already climbed to 160,000 cosmic sand. My father had friends, but now he's gone. None of them will take the bounty for him. Diao Rongqi muttered in the Mo Li clan, checking the board again and again. No one had accepted it. She saw the current bounty rankings. The 4th highest bounty belonged to a darkness faction leader named Chun Yu Yi at 180,000 cosmic sand. Mu Yang's 160,000 placed him 5th. Who would dare go after him? For a long, helpless night, nothing changed. Diao Rongqi felt powerless. After her father's death, there was nothing she could do except wait. Miss, Lord Luohe is at the Fire Realm restaurant. Suo Yun, who had been guarding the restaurant, sent word. Luohe? Diao Rongqi's heart leapt. Lord Luohe had only just arrived in Huyang City, and he seemed not to fear the Blood Python Society. That boldness had been why she had once wanted to apprentice to him. She rose instantly. Shao Qi. Mo Li Feiyun began, worried. I need to go out, Diao Rongqi said. It's daytime. There are true gods everywhere. It's safe. I have to go. All right, I'll arrange an escort. You can take my clan's flying vessel. Mo Li Feiyun offered after a moment's thought. Thank you, Diao Rongqi said, and hurried off for the Fire Realm restaurant. Shang Zun, my young lady has arranged that all your expenses here will be covered by her, Suo Yun announced with deference as she arrived. Luo Feng sat inside the Fire Realm restaurant with Morosa, while Mo Yu Qingyan stood guard outside. The restaurant owner, the Black Butcher, came out to greet them warmly. So Diao Rongqi wants to apprentice? Morosa said between mouthfuls. She seems desperate. My father died last night, Luo Feng said quietly. Died? Morosa's interest sharpened. I heard it from friends, Luo Feng added. Many factions had notified him. Shang Tianyan and several other eternal true gods had told him the news. He mentioned another tidbit. The Shi country's hidden leader in Huyang City, Blood Cloud, carries a bounty of 1,000,000 cosmic sand. Destroy him. Morosa's eyes burned. He was a master of the destruction origin great path. If he could find Blood Cloud, he would be unstoppable. But I can't find him, Luo Feng said. Do you have any leads? If I'd ever seen him even once, I'd have ways to track him, Morosa frowned. It's a pity. If Luo Feng could find and slay Blood Cloud, the spoils and the enormous bounty might supply the resources Luo Feng needed for 3 body refinements, but he had no trace. Master, Mo Yu Qingyan called from outside. Diao Rongqi is here. She's here? Luo Feng looked at the Fire Realm feast in front of him and then nodded. Let her in. Mo Yu Qingyan stepped aside and announced, Master requests you come in. Diao Rongqi glanced at the young true god and stepped into the small pavilion alone. Inside, Luo Feng and Morosa were sitting at a table, enjoying food and wine. Diao knelt immediately, pressing her forehead to the floor. Venerable, she said respectfully. Speak, Luo Feng replied, pouring himself a cup of wine. My father was killed, she began, still on her knees. The entire cave, tens of thousands of lives, even children, were slaughtered. I only want vengeance for my father and for all those lost. I petitioned the city lord's mansion to punish the murderer, but they did nothing. I also raised a bounty in the Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall, hoping someone would take action, but no powerful person stepped forward. I know Venerable does not fear the Blood Python Society, so I beg you to accept the bounty and kill the Blood Python Guild Master. Her voice trembled. Luo Feng and Morosa exchanged looks. What are you offering to persuade me? Luo Feng asked. This banquet I arranged? Diao Rongqi whispered, still kneeling. I have nothing left. Nearly all our family wealth went into the bounty in the Dark Hall. I have only 10,000 cosmic sand now. I am willing to give even this 10,000 to Venerable. Luo Feng raised an eyebrow. 10,000 cosmic sand is hardly enough to hire someone of my caliber. I know, she said. I have nothing else, only my life. With that, she added, voice breaking, I offer myself as your slave. Sell me, bind me to serve you for life. I ask for nothing else, only revenge. Luo Feng stared. Sell yourself as a slave? Your father made arrangements for you. You arrived today on a Mo Li clan flying boat. You could live comfortably. You would give all that up for revenge? Yes, Diao's answer was immediate. She bowed her head and tears fell. Her furry tail drooped beside her. He was my father, the one who loved me most, who protected and cherished me. His last words were arrangements for my future. He thought of everything. But now he is gone, and so are the people I grew up with. For revenge, I will do anything. I will stop at nothing. Even if I die, even if my soul is extinguished, I will be content. Your father arranged a path for you, Luo Feng said gently. He wanted you to live well. You don't need to sell yourself. Keep your remaining 10,000 cosmic sand, cultivate, and live as he wished. As for the matter of the Blood Python Guildmaster, I've already been planning to accept a bounty mission. He paused, then said plainly, the Blood Python Guildmaster will be my first target. Diao Rongqi stared, stunned. No payment, no slavery, and he would help? Her knees shook as gratitude flooded her. I am willing to serve the Venerable, she blurted. No, Luo Feng said softly. Return to the Mo Li clan for now, and keep this matter secret. She nodded vigorously. Of course she understood secrecy. Luo Feng waved a hand. You will receive news before dark. You may go. Thank you, Venerable, she said, bowing deeply before rising and leaving. Outside, seeing Mo Yu Qingyan standing guard at the entrance stirred a complicated ache in her chest. She had wanted to dedicate herself wholly to vengeance, but the Venerable would not accept her offer. Suo Yun, Diao called, and one of her guards hurried up. My lord is dead. The Diao Rong family is finished, she told him. You no longer need to guard me. She patted his shoulder, and a small jade bottle materialized inside Suo Yun's robe. He stared at it in disbelief. A surge of joy flickered in his eyes as he sensed the contents with his divine power. Inside were 500 chaos crystals. For a guard of modest station, even talented, serving the Diao Rong family for an epoch usually yielded only 10 chaos crystals. 500 was an enormous gift. Suo Yun's thoughts raced. With these, he could buy materials to refine his divine body and bloodline. Combined with inherited techniques and his talent, he had every hope of becoming a void true god. He turned to leave, heart blazing with ambition. The owner of the Fire Realm restaurant, the burly black butcher, watched Suo Yun depart and frowned. That guard has been living here, watching over things. Is he finally leaving? He wondered. He also noticed Diao's unusual behavior. She normally traveled with a full escort, yet today she left on a Mo Li clan flying boat. He had the uneasy feeling something was wrong. Just then, a red-haired man, Duan Mo Yun, strode in with several followers. Hallmaster Duan! The black butcher greeted him with feigned warmth. Duan Mo Yun's expression was cold. I bring an order. What order? Black Butcher asked, trying to keep his voice steady. The Guildmaster has decreed that all businesses within Blood Python Society territory must pay a one-time tribute equal to 100 epochs, Duan Mo Yun said. Black Butcher nearly choked. 100 epochs? We usually pay for one epoch at a time. I've never missed a payment. The rules have changed, Duan Mo Yun replied smoothly. Pay once now for 100 epochs. Your next payment will be after 100 epochs. Our society will not overcharge. Where am I supposed to get that much? Black Butcher cried. You have 3 days, Duan Mo Yun said. If you fail to pay, well, you know the consequences. As Duan Moyun turned and left, the butcher's face went pale. Raise 100 epochs worth of tribute in 3 days? An apprentice whispered. Black Butcher shook his head. Those backed by powerful patrons might defy the society, but a small eatery like his could not. The Blood Python Society would make an example of those who resisted. He had lived long in Hanyang City and knew the rule, pay or disappear quietly. A voice called out then, "Is the Blood Python Society collecting 100 epochs tribute?" Luo Feng and Morosa appeared, walking calmly toward the restaurant. "Venerable herd?" Black Butcher said helplessly. "What chance do small eateries have?" "This Blood Python Society has gone too far," Luo Feng said. "Fortunately, I've dealt with them before." Black Butcher's heart leapt. Everyone in Hanyang City knew Lord Luo. He had once forced the Blood Python Society to submit and pay up enormous fines. If Luo Feng intervened, the little restaurant might be spared. "If you like, I can put in a good word for you," Luo Feng offered. "That would be too much trouble for the divine monarch." Black Butcher protested, abashed and grateful all at once. Luo Feng smiled and left with Morosa and Moyu Qingyan, and Black Butcher watched them go, feeling the future brighten. Having a powerful patron could save a small business from exploitation. High above the bustling city, Morosa's eyes glittered with eagerness. "Are we going to the Blood Python Society now?" he said to Luo Feng. He could hardly contain his excitement at the prospect of action. Moyu Qingyan, accompanying them, looked puzzled. Was a trip to the Blood Python Society really worth so much excitement? He still didn't know that Luo Feng planned to target the Blood Python Guildmaster personally. "We're going now," Luo Feng said. In a blink, they streaked through the sky toward the Blood Python Society headquarters. The society's compound loomed ahead, vast and intimidating, formations humming with power, members stationed everywhere. "You two wait outside," Luo Feng told Morosa. "Yes, master," Morosa replied, immediately grabbing Moyu Qingyan. Moyu was confused. Wouldn't servants accompany their master inside? Morosa communicated mentally, eager and confident. "Don't worry. Even if the guild master is clever and tries to escape, I can intercept him." Luo Feng's reply came back calmly. "You just watch. I can handle him." "Save the guildmaster's corpse for me," Morosa mentally transmitted, half joking, half serious. The living body of the famed Blood Python guildmaster would be a prized trophy, far stronger than what He Duo Mo had been. Luo Feng flew to the main gate. At the same time, using the Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall communication token, he accepted the assassination bounty. Assassinate Blood Python Guild Master Mu Yang. Chapter 27. Crushing with Ease. It was daytime. Outside the Blood Python Society headquarters, the streets were crowded with true gods. Some cut through the sky on flying secret treasures, others walked among the masses, but everyone kept their distance from the headquarters. The Blood Python Society's compound was imposing, and the name carried weight. Suddenly, a dense darkness swallowed the entire headquarters. The sight stunned every cultivator nearby. Daylight, but no light inside the compound, and no sound. Those entering the city watched in alarm. "What's happening?" "Darkness has covered the Blood Python Society headquarters. We can't see inside or hear anything." "This is a small universe domain. The Blood Python Society must be under attack by a powerful enemy. This is serious." Everyone pulled back to a safe distance. Among them were Morosa and Moyu Qingyan. Moyu Qingyan glanced toward the hub and asked, "Lord Luo Sa, what about Master?" Morosa only smiled. Luo Feng's acceptance of the bounty had been known only to the Yanfeng Guild. They wouldn't broadcast it. Multiple powerhouses could accept the same mission, and whoever completed it collected the reward. The Yanfeng Pavilion's agents reported quickly. "Pavilion Master, Luo He has accepted the mission to assassinate Blood Python Society leader Mu Yang," the Grey Mist informant said. Pavilion Master Yanfeng tapped the report, and the scene of the headquarters unfolded before him. The entire complex wrapped in darkness. "Luo He went straight in," he murmured. At the city lord's mansion, officials monitoring the city were similarly shocked. The Blood Python Society headquarters has been enveloped by a small universe domain, and an extremely powerful fluctuation erupted, someone cried. They hurried to alert the city lord. Clearly, a mighty opponent had struck. Luo Feng, known in the underworld as Luo He, had not trusted the Yanfeng Guild to keep his job secret forever. While his small universe domain spread around the headquarters, he made his move. He formed a claw with his right hand. His arms swelled, his 5 fingers lengthened until they were like pillars of heaven, tearing through space and latching onto the headquarters' great formation. The Blood Python Society's formation was complex and costly, built to resist powerful enemies. But when Luo Feng's fingers descended, a series of explosions shattered multiple formation bases. The operating formation tore apart. Not good. Members inside panicked. Ordinary Blood Python Society operatives were fine for extortion and collection, but against an eternal true god, they were dust. They scattered, hiding in recesses and hoping to be spared. In the closed-door cultivation hall, Mu Yang raised his head. His gaze pierced obstacles and fixed on the hand that had rent their formation. Who in Huyang City dares attack me? Vice President Lai Mo and Vice President Mu Lin felt the same terrifying upheaval. To break the Great Formation instantly, that strength is probably comparable to the Guildmaster, far beyond us. Panic showed on both their faces. A tormented void true god nearby laughed crazily. Ha ha! Blood Python Society, your crimes have come due. Today I avenge my 3,700 Chimo tribesmen. Vice President Lai Mo didn't hesitate. With a glance, he annihilated the tormented void true god. Then the 2 vice presidents turned to flee. They rushed out and found the outside already swallowed in darkness. Within that twisted shadow, a terrifying aura pressed on them, and a blurry figure had approached close by. Luo He! Vice President Lai Mo's blood-red eyes widened. His true god heart had been taken by Luo Feng before. The memory of that fear lived in his bones. Luo He? Vice President Mu Lin reacted differently. His gaunt face twisted in madness. He shattered into countless venomous insects, his poisonous insect body. The insects packed together, most rushing to swarm Luo Feng, while a few dispersed in all directions. Luo Feng recognized the threat at once. The intelligence he had gathered from Shang Tianyan had been thorough. Mu Lin's power lay in that divine body. He could split into millions of tough, silver-gray-shelled insects with razor mouths that could chew through weapons or even secret treasures given time. Their venom could pierce the soul. Mu Lin was more troublesome than Lai Mo. My precious insects, Mu Lin thought. If they can delay him even a moment, I can shake him off. Luo Feng did not slow. A cold snort and a gray, misty force rolled out from his divine body. It spread in every direction, meeting the insect onslaught. The tough insects shattered on contact with that force. The gray mist split into tens of thousands of strands and chased the escaping insects. All the fleeing insects were too slow. Each was found and annihilated. Some strands even caught up with Vice President Lai Mo. Burning his divine power, Lai Mo wielded a scepter to block the gray mist and pushed onward. Mu Lin's million poisonous insects destroyed in an instant? Luo He is terrifying. Only the Guildmaster could stop him. Luo Feng kept going. With a wave, he gathered the scattered items, armbands, jade bottles, that fell when the insects were destroyed. It was his reincarnation blade technique, part of the Breaking World 9 blades that he had already mastered, which had done the work. The force condensed from his formidable divine body, run through the reincarnation blade conception, became like a reincarnation blade domain. Even a slight outward release of that force was enough to annihilate ordinary eternal true gods. When Luo Feng first arrived on the Origin continent, his divine body was still growing and nowhere near 100 million kilometers tall. Now it had reached a peak. His true body on Origin continent could maintain a height of 18 billion kilometers. A single movement from that body rivaled the power of a 10th-level eternal true god on the bloodline path. After another tempering, its strength was unimaginable. Under the reincarnation blade domain, cultivators of the Guildmaster and Vice President level would be crushed if they resisted head-on. Lai Mo burned his power and shouted through the fold, "Guildmaster, save me! Guildmaster, spare my life!" "Leave him to me," Mu Yang's voice answered as he stepped before Lai Mo. Lai Mo breathed easier. If the Guildmaster engaged Luo He a moment, he could escape. The small universe domain could trap ordinary members, but not an eternal true god like him. Mu Yang's expression suddenly changed as he glanced at Lai Mo. How is this possible? Lai Mo stared at his chest and then turned his head. Behind him, Luo Feng stood, holding a true god heart that glowed faintly. Only then did Limo collapse to the ground. His face appeared on the surface of the true god heart, disbelief and unwillingness written across it. How is this possible? Space-time is sealed in Huyang City. Except for the Huyang Legion and the Huyang Guard, no one can traverse the void. How did you appear behind me? You escaped pretty fast, Luo Feng said, looking at the true god heart. The face on the heart pleaded, Lord Luo He, facing you I dared not act. Spare my life and I will give you all my treasures. If I kill you, the treasures are still mine. Luo Feng clenched his right hand and with a soft crack crushed the true god heart. Thanks to the two alliance masters for their generous rewards, Xiaoju Shihuai and Yi Li Po Fa. Chapter 28. That's what makes it interesting. While Luo Feng fought inside the Blood Python Society headquarters, the outside world erupted. A Huyang Guard patrol, piloting the mechanical flow treasure Fire Yun Snake, a sinuous, blazing red serpent, had already traversed the void to the area around the Blood Python Society headquarters. A thunderous voice then carried over the region. All cultivators, withdraw from the ground net area. Heaven and earth forces condensed into ropes and formed a ground net formation that encircled the Blood Python Society headquarters. The Society's headquarters itself occupied a huge, inexpensive sector, nowhere near the prestige of the Hundunjia district, so the cave dwellings there were cheap and the compound enormous, spanning 1 billion kilometers across. At that moment, the ground net formation covered a span 3 billion kilometers in diameter. Retreat. Hurry, retreat. The various cultivators watching from afar scrambled back, hiding beyond the giant ground net's perimeter. Morosa and Moyu Qingyan retreated with the crowd. Moyu Qingyan looked nervous. Morosa watched carefully, prepared for anything. Above Huyang City's east gate, one of the great plant-like legions, the Tengjiao Legion, stirred. Quick, everyone, close the hatches, orders rang out. The Tengjiao Legion, one of Huyang's 10 legions, was mobilizing in earnest. Countless true gods, who had been coming and going along the vines, saw the hatches slam shut and were forced to leap down into the hull. When a top-tier eternal true god led tens of thousands of void true gods and millions of elite true gods to jointly pilot this enormous Legion-class mechanical flow treasure, the power on display was terrifying beyond measure. Many of the true gods who had been moving freely at the vines were non-duty personnel. Those officially on duty could not abandon their posts without authorization. Inside the Tengjiao Legion's core cabin, General Jiang Chengrong listened to Commander Mo Li Xiao's orders. There's a battle at the Blood Python Society headquarters inside Huyang City. I have one firm instruction. Ensure the fight does not harm innocent bystanders. Anyone who hurts the innocent will face no mercy. As for the life and death matters inside the Blood Python Society itself, do not interfere. Understood, Commander Mo Li. Jiang Chengrong bowed. The phantom of Mo Li Xiao appeared before him, 4 purple curved horns forming a crown on his head, his face showing the marks of age, but radiating an overwhelming pressure, even as an apparition. Mo Li Xiao was the strongest eternal true god among the City Lord's Mansion's 5 great families. Jiang Chengrong, an eternal true god from the Jiang family, held him in deep admiration and respect. The Tengjiao Legion moved. The Huyang 10 legions and the Huyang Guard were not bound by the city's grand formation and could directly traverse the void, so once mobilized, the legion arrived above the Blood Python Society headquarters in the blink of an eye. Outside the headquarters, the onlookers saw the colossal plant legion hanging in the sky. It's the Tengjiao Legion. The entire legion has been mobilized? Murmurs ran through the crowd. Normally, ordinary disputes within the city, even conflicts involving darkness faction forces, were handled by the Huyang Guard. That the entire legion had been mobilized told them the battle inside was extraordinary, too terrifying for the guard alone. Many onlookers pulled their flying vessels and fled tens of billions of kilometers further away. Even from there, with the senses of true gods, they could still observe the Blood Python Society headquarters. The Tengjiao Legion hovered above the compound, vines spreading out to envelop and cover the headquarters. But the vines did not penetrate the small universe domain inside. The Legion made it clear it would not get involved in the Society's internal struggle. Who could be fighting the Blood Python Society? General Zhang Chengrong looked down at the scene. During the day, countless outsiders come to Huyang City to trade. After dark, everyone not from the city must leave. He was firm. The city lord's mansion strictly protected ordinary residents and cultivated order. True God residences were secured by vast formations. Darkness faction incursions were forbidden, and anyone who committed violence in the bustling daytime would be witnessed by many true gods and punished. The Darkness faction had to operate in secluded pockets, and so most residents dared not openly support them. Luo Feng understood these rules and had no intention of breaking those bottom lines. After slaying Vice Guild Master Lai Mo, he swept up the corpse and recovered the scepter weapon and other items. Blood Python Society leader Mu Yang watched calmly. Both had anticipated the City Lord's mansion's response, but neither cared. "Admirable," Mu Yang said. "Luo He, your movement technique is so fast at close range, it's almost like traversing the void." "No choice. Lai Mo escaped too fast," Luo Feng replied. The movement technique he just used was Dong Hua, one of the 3 ultimate techniques of the Duan Dong He lineage, an ability approaching God-King level. Vice Guildmaster Lai Mo had been fleeing from the start, and because Luo Feng had been distracted by dealing with 1,000,000 poisonous insects, he'd had to use Dong Hua to finish him off. "Luo He." Mu Yang's tone shifted, amicable. "You've killed both Vice Guild Masters and claimed their remaining treasures. Can you stop now?" "Stop?" Luo Feng raised an eyebrow. "In this world, it's always better to gain a friend than another enemy." Mu Yang's expression stiffened. His eyes went cold. "Then tell me, how did I offend you? Why must you act against me?" "You killed Diao Rongyan," Luo Feng said. Mu Yang scoffed. "Diao Rongyan is ordinary among eternal true gods, hardly comparable to you or me. Killing him was the law of the jungle." "My alchemical work and resource accumulation are honest," Luo Feng said. "But you Darkness faction eternal true gods are scum. You stalk the weak, hunt true gods and void true gods for plunder. You're the most despicable among eternal true gods. Every one of you deserves to die." He meant it. Whether one was a servant, butcher, or miner, the honest trade was honorable. The city lord's mansion only levied basic residence fees and maintained order. The Darkness faction, by contrast, exploited and slaughtered without restraint. Luo Feng looked down on those eternal true gods of the Darkness faction. Mu Yang nodded slowly. "I understand. But understand this, even if I am despicable, as long as I am strong, I will be above you. The law of the jungle rules." The Blood Python Society leader's face, mottled with black scales, twisted ferocious and mad. "I want to see how strong you truly are, Luo He, to see if you dare to kill me." He revealed his true form. In an instant, his body swelled to mountain-like proportions, covered with dense black scales. A scaled tail swung, distorting space and tearing through a number of surrounding buildings. Some Blood Python Society members hiding in those structures were caught in the wreckage and pulverized. "No! Guildmaster!" Screams rose as Society members recognized the colossal scaled tail. They cried in terror, but their leader paid them no heed. Mu Yang ignited his divine power, eyes locked on Luo Feng. His divine body surged with a scorching, blood-red aura. "Die for me?" he roared. A blood-colored afterimage cut an arc through the darkness, a monstrous scaled tail sheathed in bloody light, aimed straight at the small figure of Luo Feng. The tail struck the spot where Luo Feng had been. The ground caved in from the blow, but Luo Feng had disappeared. Using Donghua, he had instantly closed the distance and stood at Mu Yang's chest. His arm swelled into a blade-like palm and thrust into the leader's chest. The blow looked ordinary, but embedded within it was the life-and-death blade conception from the Breaking World 9 blades, condensed with the boundless force of Luo Feng's perfect divine body refined to a razor edge in his hand. The palm blade made Mu Yang's face blanch. The black scales on his chest dented and cracked, and the impact sent him flying backward. An armor-type secret treasure, armor fused with scales? Luo Feng thought. He knew the strength of his divine body. The sensation of that strike confirmed it was an armor secret treasure. Luo Feng closed in and brought his arm down in a great slash that carried the conception of massive destruction. The move was his comprehension of the return to nothingness blade, another of the Breaking World 9 blades. Luo Feng had been in seclusion for an epoch and had temporarily mastered 3 blades: Life and Death Blade, Reincarnation Blade, and Return to Nothingness Blade. Using Morosa's mastered Destruction Origin Great Path as reference, he learned the Return to Nothingness Blade quickly. It was the fiercest and most destructive of the 3. Crack. Despite being a 10th stage eternal true god wearing an armor secret treasure and burning divine power, Mu Yang felt an unparalleled force strike his shoulder. His scales dented and cracked. Terror and astonishment rose in him. My armor secret treasure cracked. He trembled inside. This perfect divine body of Luo Feng's had reached an explosive peak. Mu Yang even wondered briefly if this Luo he might be the legendary infinite divine body. Luo Feng pressed the advantage, moving to tear Mu Yang apart with his bare hands, when suddenly, bang! A blood-red giant hand manifested and slammed Luo Feng as he lunged. The force was overwhelming. Luo Feng's small frame was sent flying, crashing through the Blood Python Society headquarters and pulverizing structure after structure, sending the terrified hidden members into wails. Luo Feng staggered to his feet amid the wreckage, every fiber of his perfect divine body feeling the sting of that blow. Yet his eyes glittered with excitement. Interesting. This is truly interesting. That slap had served to rouse his blood. This fight, from this moment on, had turned into a delight. From within the dense, blood-red light around Mu Yang, the leader's cold voice issued, "I didn't expect you to still have a single-target mechanical flow secret treasure. Everyone who has seen this mechanical flow treasure of mine has died." Chapter 29, Killing Wu Yuyi. I gave you a chance, but you insisted on seeking death. A dense, massive, blood-red light split into 3 streaks and lunged at Luo Feng. "Ah, you think that's enough?" Luo Feng laughed, a hazy gray force erupting from his body and spreading in all directions. Naturally, it formed a domain, the Reincarnation Blade domain. With the domain protecting him, Luo Feng activated the Donghua movement technique and moved even faster than the 3 blood-red streaks, meeting one of them head-on. Bang. Luo Feng's expression flickered. When his palm blade struck the blood-red light, he felt its power being devoured. The blood-red radiance even began to corrode his palm. Fortunately, his body refinement had made his flesh like a treasured artifact, greatly improving its resistance to corrosion. It cost him some divine power, but his reserves were vast. The loss was negligible. What a powerful divine body! The Blood Python Society's leader, Mu Yang, muttered in disbelief as he controlled the mechanical secret treasure. Still, no matter what refinement you use, it won't save you today. Waves of blood-red light rolled in like endless tides, enveloping Luo Feng. He resisted with everything he had, but the red radiance closed around him. In a single breath, it bound him and coalesced into a gigantic blood-red hand that crushed down on his divine body, intending to pulverize him. Eternal-level mechanical secret treasures are something else, Luo Feng thought, awed rather than frightened. Even with my perfect divine body, I can't hold this without burning divine power. Eternal true god-level mechanical secret treasures could contain Chaos Realm moves that suppress eternal true gods. They also converted and amplified energy. The Slaying Wu Wings and the Hu Yang Ten Legion's Legion-type secret treasures worked that way. If 2 people used mechanical secret treasures, the outcome came down to the user's own strength. A supremely strong eternal true god like Mu Yang, wielding a single powerful mechanical treasure, could match or surpass many Legion-type weapons. The blood-red hand tightened. Die. Under the pressure, Luo Feng's outer skin began to crack. Mu Yang, manifest as the blood-red hand, was surprised. Luo Feng still hadn't burned divine power. I must burn it now. Luo Feng's divine power erupted, channeling the Broken Extinction method, one of the 3 great unique arts of the Duandonghe lineage. His power burned up furiously, the might of his divine body surged. Broken Extinction had an extraordinarily potent divine power combustion effect. Successive inheritors of Duandonghe had relied on it to dominate their level. Donghua was a movement technique, Undying River a resurrection art. But in a direct clash, burning divine power with Broken Extinction could turn the tide. Boom! Luo Feng shoved with both arms and shattered the blood-red hand. The hand reformed into a blood-red figure at a distance. Mu Yang could not believe it. Just from burning divine power, his outburst actually exceeded my mechanical treasure. Luo Feng, are you some kind of infinite divine body? Mu Yang demanded, stunned at how burning divine power alone had countered his eternal level treasure. You can guess, Luo Feng said with a grin, and a seemingly ordinary blade appeared in his right hand. Its dark edge shimmered with a faint bloody gleam, the God King level blade embryo, Blood Shadow Blade. A blade? The blood-red figure hesitated. He only takes out a weapon now? Die! With his divine power burning, Luo Feng's movement and blade techniques intensified. Even if his cultivation didn't match the mechanical treasure, his attacks were pure force, breaking laws by sheer power. The blade hummed, embodying creation and destruction, and unleashed a flurry of slashes that chased and sliced the mass of blood-red light. Each strike brought a terrifying, destructive force that relentlessly harried Mu Yang and accelerated his divine power consumption. Mu Yang seethed. Where did he come from, chasing me down with just a blade and his divine body, while I wield an eternal true god-level mechanical treasure? Above the ruined Blood Python Society headquarters, the Tengjiao Legion hovered. Countless vines circled its small universe domain. General Jiang Chengrong relaxed. An eternal true god wouldn't dare cross the City Lord's mansion's baseline carelessly. The Legion was here as a deterrent. Using the Tengjiao Legion's mechanical treasure, Jiang Chengrong clearly sensed two terrifying fluctuations inside the Blood Python Society complex. They were clashing fiercely. What strong fluctuations, he thought. This might is no less than the entire Tengjiao Legion. Mu Yang has always been hard to deal with. Otherwise, he couldn't have built a darkness faction, he added. But who's the other party? A familiar ally or a newly risen expert? Huyang City was full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Jiang Chengrong couldn't tell who would dare assault the Blood Python Society. Pavilion Master, the fluctuations are intense, the gray mist figure said. This Luo Feng probably has a mechanical secret treasure too. He must be using it to mount the attack. He might beat Mu Yang, but killing him will be hard, Pavilion Master Yanfeng replied. At Mu Yang's level, there are almost no vulnerabilities. Unless his strength is completely suppressed, he won't die. The gray mist figure nodded. Defeating was one thing, killing another. They watched with interest, more for entertainment than intervention. As disciples of the Emperor Chu lineage, a branch of the Yanfeng Ancient Kingdom's imperial line, their heritage and secret arts often outshone those of Duandonghe and Jin God King lineages. Only a few eternal true gods in Huyang City earned their admiration. In the ruins below, the battle continued. Luo Feng chased the blood-red mass, which counterattacked repeatedly, but after scarcely 10 breaths, Mu Yang gave up. That's enough, he decided. I won't keep the Blood Python Society anymore. Once I escape, I'll plunder its treasures and exchange them for the Hunty Bloodsand method. Mu Yang resolved and began to flee. The blood-red mass split into 9 streaks and shot off in all directions. Trying to run, Luo Feng frowned. Intercepting all 9 at once was hard. Luo Feng, I'll settle this with you later. Mu Yang shouted as the 9 streaks fled, then froze. In the endless dark domain, Luo Feng, who had stood still, suddenly donned dazzling golden armor. A pair of blazing golden wings unfolded, then more. 6 pairs of golden wings extended behind him. The Slaying Wu wings, originally called the Chaos Golden Wings, revealed their strongest form when driven by Luo Feng's perfect divine power. As the 6 pairs of wings spread, they stirred chaos itself. Surrounding matter and energy shattered, everything regressed to the primitive state of chaos. What the remaining hidden members of the Blood Python Society saw from the ruins was terrifying. Hazy gray airflows appearing in the darkness, sweeping up ruined buildings and broken natural forces alike. Everything was assimilated into the airflow. The chaos power enveloped the 9 blood-red streaks. 8 collapsed and shattered. Only 1 remained. That single streak under the pressure revealed Mu Yang's true form. He struggled. Control chaos? He gasped. The chaos power was too overwhelming to resist. In the swirling chaos airflow, Luo Feng stepped forward, his 6 pairs of golden wings blazing. Each step felt like it pressed down on the domain itself. You also have a mechanical secret treasure. Is your chaos realm move control chaos? Mu Yang tried to struggle free. How can an eternal true god wield a treasure with such power? Both sides used mechanical secret treasures, but Luo Feng had driven his slaying Wu wings with perfect divine power. After transformation by the wings, his perfect divine power had become comparable to a Chaos Master's divine power. When he unleashed the slaying Wu Wings Chaos Realm move, Control Chaos, the difference in power was decisive. If an eternal true god relying on bloodline cultivation tried the same, their divine power would fall far short. "Since you're going to die, don't ask so many questions," Luo Feng said, closing in. Poof! The 6 pairs of wings swept past Mu Yang like blades, crossing his chest and slashing through his true god heart. Mu Yang's eyes widened as his consciousness dissipated. "Luo Feng, I prepared a grand present for you. Ha-ha!" He laughed, then died. The leader of Huyang City's darkness faction was utterly dead. Luo Feng collected Mu Yang's corpse, his discarded armor, mechanical secret treasure, and everything else. Time to go. Once satisfied he had gathered the spoils, Luo Feng expanded his small universe domain with a silent pulse. Outside, the Tengjiao Legion noticed the dark domain swell and suddenly vanish, leaving the ruined Blood Python Society headquarters exposed. As for Luo Feng, he was long gone. "Where's Master?" Morosa and Moyu Qingyan, watching from a distance, asked. "Morosa, take Qingyan back first. I still have something to do," Luo Feng transmitted. "Yes, Master." Morosa understood and quietly pulled Moyu Qingyan away. Chapter 30. Who Killed Him? The Tengjiao Legion hung over the ruins of the Blood Python Society headquarters like an invisible net, sweeping through the shattered halls and hauling survivors free. In an instant, deep within the billion-kilometer stronghold, millions of cultists were drawn out. After the battle, only a tenth or two of the Blood Python Society survived, Zhang Chengrong said, looking down at the salvage operations. He shook his head. Most of the survivors were hiding far underground. The headquarters did have extensive subterranean bunkers, his adjutant added. The origin continent's crust is thick and stable enough for that many to survive. Both men fell silent when a Dark Hall update from the Yanfeng Guild pinged in front of them. The Dark Hall only broadcasted changes to active bounty missions. Assassination mission for Blood Python Society leader Mu Yang, completed. "The Blood Python Guild master is dead," the adjutant blurted. They hadn't found an eternal true god's body among the ruins. Casualties were never certain until confirmed. "If Yanfeng confirms it, then he's dead," Zhang Chengrong said. The Dark Hall's assessments were precise. When it issued a kill notice, it knew the target's fate. "We never managed to touch the guildmaster," the adjutant mumbled. "Whoever did this must be stronger than our whole legion." "The one who struck is more powerful than I am," Zhang Chengrong replied. "Who could it be?" A group of figures streaked in through the void. At their head was Mo Li Xiao, overall commander of the Huyang 10 legions. His face was weathered, his eyes burning with a purple intensity as he surveyed the ruins. "You take charge of the Tengjiao Legion," Mo Li Xiao told Zhang Chengrong. "I'll go greet Commander Mo Li." Zhang Chengrong stepped forward to meet him. When at full strength, each of the Huyang 10 legions carried 2 eternal true gods, over 20,000 void true gods, and 20 million plus elite true gods in a doubled configuration, meant so a legion's mechanical stream treasure could rotate personnel and never be left short if an eternal true god fell. Mo Li Xiao closed his eyes briefly, then extended a thought and let a black mist weave into the ruins, tracing the battle's residual energies. The matter and heaven and earth power here were crushed and folded into chaos power not long ago, he observed. That's not Mu Yang's technique. It suggests a mechanical stream treasure that can manipulate chaos, Zhang Chengrong agreed. "A treasure alone wouldn't have been enough to kill Mu Yang," Mo Li Xiao said. "Could you have done it with one of your legion's secret treasures?" Zhang Chengrong shook his head. "No, the one who acted is far beyond me." "This is not one of the few names we already know," Mo Li Xiao said, frowning. "A new powerhouse has come to Huyang City." They both fell quiet. Whoever had the strength to fell Mu Yang might well reshape the city's balance of power. If the mysterious killer came forward to claim the bounty, the Yanfeng Guild would learn his identity, but the Dark Hall would never betray its clients. Still, Mo Li Xiao felt relief at one thought. If he's not allied with Shi country, that's good for Huyang. Outside the mansion of the Dream Flower House, regular patrons Shang Tianyan and Sang Shuyun were mid-wine when the same Yanfeng update arrived. Mu Yang's dead? Shang Tianyan asked, startled. He was a major overlord in the city. Who could have done it? Sang Shuyan, the winged man, hardly lifted his cup. He built a darkness faction and killed without restraint. Eventually he'd meet someone stronger. What's there to be surprised about? But I'm curious who it was, Shang Tianyan admitted, eyes bright. Time will tell, Sang Shuyan said calmly. At a nearby stall, a thin old man paused in his meal and smiled to himself. Huyang City is getting interesting, he murmured. News ricocheted through every darkness faction. Puppet Shadow Tower Master Chun Yu Yi, whose bounty ranked 4th against Mu Yang's 5th, felt a chill. Would such a killer turn his sights on him next? High above the city in the Heavenly Cloud Tower, Guildmaster Zan Yun listened to a message the Blood Python Guildmaster had managed to send before his death. Its contents were explosive. The message read, "The one who killed me is Luo He. He used an immensely powerful mechanical stream treasure. It far surpasses my lifeblood river. My lifeblood river is worth 1.5 million cosmic sand. His treasure is worth at least 5 million. An image was attached, an unambiguous, terrifying likeness of a man with 6 pairs of golden wings unfurled, chaos currents swirling about him. The file name on the image named the figure Luo Feng. Luo He? Zan Yun said aloud, perplexed. The image's caption used the name Luo Feng. The message used Luo He. Were the 6 pairs of wings part of a secret treasure grafted to the body? Many mechanical stream devices could be integrated invisibly. Eternal-level treasures had been born thousands of times over the long history of the Origin continent. Huyang City itself housed many such artifacts, from Legion-class armaments to individual treasures. To kill Mu Yang, his strength must be on par with Mo Li Xiao or Blood Cloud, Zan Yun concluded, the implications settling unpleasantly in his chest. Mo Li Meng, who now controlled the Mo Li clan and had his own ambitions, received the identical message. Looking at the image and the valuation, 2 great mechanical stream treasures totaling 6.5 million cosmic sand, his greed flickered. It was a temptation to use this news to pull powerful forces into his orbit. But he did not tell his father, Mo Li Xiao. His father was the pillar of the Mo Li clan. He would not risk drawing him into an uncertain snare. Before Mu Yang died, he had sent the same karmic communique to 5 powerful factions within Huyang City, factions that, if pressed, could call on terrifying external forces. Outside the city, far from the sightlines and surveillance, Vice Guildmaster Mu Lin crawled from the earth in the form of a pitch-black venomous insect. He had chosen that body for its survival instincts and the way it could hide. From that shell, he shifted into his thin, gaunt humanoid form and looked at the distant lights of Huyang City. "My venomous insect body keeps me safe," he muttered. His clanmate's death confirmed the danger. Mu Lin's communicative gear was ordinary. It could only receive Dark Hall transmissions when near the city, unlike the karmic tokens that could seek out certain recipients. He was far more cautious than Mu Yang had been. If Luo He finds me, all the venomous insects I refined will be ash, he thought. He made up his mind. I'll leave. Shuyan City in Zhujiang Chao's state, far from this place. Inside the city lord's mansion, 3 divine power avatars watched the city's surveillance network. Because the mansion continuously monitored everything in Huyang, it could cross-check darkness faction movements against identity token trails to see who had killed whom. Ordinary true gods all carried identity tokens and paid residence fees. Those who stopped paying were expelled. Simple but effective tracking. If the killer had isolated himself with a small universe, we wouldn't see him, one white-haired avatar said. Review the archives, the city lord commanded. Huyang's surveillance preserved every recorded scene for at least a full epoch. Past footage could be replayed. They all leaned forward when the footage pinpointed a moment. After Luo Feng, Morosa, and Mo Yu Qingyan separated, one man walked alone to the main gate of the Blood Python Society headquarters. Darkness erupted from nowhere and swallowed the complex. It's him, the city lord said, excitement in his voice. It's Luo He. He didn't block detection, Mo Li Xiao said at once. He openly walked in. He wanted us to see. Any eternal true god could simply use a small universe to hide from citywide eyes, but this killer hadn't bothered to. The inference was clear. He bore no animus toward the city lord's mansion. Commander Mo Li Xiao and the city lord both nodded. The origin continent's space-time was stable. No one in Huyang could retroactively trace events through time. Only the city lord's constant surveillance could replay those moments. Their records had just shown the killer entering the blood python compound. By then, the man, Luo Feng in the image, called Luo He in the messages, had already flown away. From his vantage, he could see the Yanfeng Guild ahead. The city lord's mansion will have my arrival on record, he thought as he flew. He preferred that the mansion, not Shi country's spies, have the scene. Better to be recognized by the one institution that watched the whole city. With that in mind, he headed for the Yanfeng Guild. It was time to collect the bounty. Chapter 31. Taking stock of the gains. Luo Feng flew to the main entrance of the Yanfeng Guild's headquarters. The attendant who had greeted him before was already waiting. Divine Monarch, the attendant said with a smile as he stepped forward, the deputy curator asked me to invite you in. Deputy curator? Luo Feng nodded. Lead the way. The attendant guided him past the main hall, deeper into the Yanfeng Guild complex, and they stopped before a small building. The door stood open. The deputy curator is waiting inside, the attendant said. Luo Feng entered. The attendant remained on guard outside. Inside the small room, a form of gray mist took shape. Two hollows in the mist that served as eyes seemed to smile at him. Divine Monarch Luo He, please sit, the mist figure said as it personally poured wine. Luo Feng took the offered seat. How is the wine? The mist asked. Luo Feng lifted the goblet. The liquid radiated a coldness and faintly echoed with the roars of exotic beasts. Curious, he sipped. A refreshing chill spread through his soul. This wine is refined from the blood of a god-king-level exotic beast called the Myriad Realms Ice Wind Beast, the mist explained. It nourishes the soul and can even sharpen comprehension. 1 cup's effect lasts a day. Enhance comprehension? Luo Feng's interest peaked. The Myriad Realms Ice Wind Beast. He remembered the record in the Duandong He lineage inheritance. A god-king-level beast of ice whose scales contained countless universes, hence the name Myriad Realms. Even its wind held traces of the Origin Great Path. Not long after it first appeared on the Origin continent, the Yanfeng Ancient Kingdom had captured it alive and used its bodily materials to refine rare medicines and fine wines. When I left the Yanfeng Ancient Kingdom, I brought some with me, the mist figure continued. I only offer it to those I truly admire. Luo Feng felt the coolness spreading steadily through his soul. His thoughts and mental operations quickened perceptibly. The mist nodded as if confirming his reaction. In a relatively remote nation like Yu country, resources are limited. It was remarkable for an eternal true god to kill the Blood Python Guildmaster one-on-one. Luo Feng smiled. The Blood Python Guildmaster had deep accumulation across many areas and relied on mechanical stream secret treasures. His strength had truly been formidable. For an eternal true god to kill him, that was no small feat. I'm here to claim the bounty, Luo Feng said. Before your confrontation, only Divine Monarch Luo He accepted the mission, the mist figure replied. The Blood Python Guild Master fell quickly after you accepted, but by Yanfeng Dark Hall rules, you still need to provide proof of the kill. If only one person accepted the mission, the body, the remains, or primary weapons and treasures are sufficient, the mist explained. If several powerful cultivators took the mission concurrently, the verification would be stricter. Luo Feng produced the armor left behind after the Blood Python Guild Master's death. The armor bore several inconspicuous cracks and wounds. As an eternal-level armor secret treasure, those could slowly heal with divine power. The mist glanced over it, then smiled and nodded. This will do. With that, here is the 160,000 cosmic sand bounty. A jade bottle materialized in front of Luo Feng. When he inspected it with his divine power, he found 160,000 cosmic sands stored inside. The Yanfeng Guild had prepared it in advance. If Divine Monarch Luo He has extra cosmic sand not needed immediately, you can store it here at the Yanfeng Guild, the mist offered. It can be exchanged at any Yanfeng branch across the Origin continent. No need. Luo Feng rose. He knew the guild's storage often became their property if a powerful cultivator died without successors. Deputy Curator, I'll take my leave. The mist figure stood to see him out. After Luo Feng left, a burly man phased into the small room. Curator, aren't you going to talk to him a bit? He asked. The gray mist looked at the burly man. To kill the Blood Python Guildmaster single-handedly, you usually have to have a background. Either you're an elite cultivated by a divine kingdom, or you've had some fated tempering, the burly man said. But there's no prior record of this Luo He in our files. He's like a wisp of mist. Second uncle, don't you think he was too casual? He walked into the Blood Python Society headquarters in broad daylight, slaughtered the guildmaster, then came straight to our door to claim the bounty, the burly man frowned. Doesn't he realize that many forces in Huyang City are watching the Yanfeng entrance? He must have been noticed. The mist nodded. Yes, he was unusually careless. That suggests he doesn't care about those forces, the burly man chuckled. But one thing is certain, he values the bounty highly. Most cultivators must fight for resources, the mist sighed. He had seen many eternal true gods stoop to dishonest methods during his time at the guild. Huyang City, Chaos Armor 913 Cave Estate. Divine Monarch Luo Feng, I'll stand guard here, Mo Yuqingyan said, meditating in a small building near the Cave Estate's main gate, while Morosa kept watch at the entrance. Don't dawdle, Morosa scolded. Mo Yuqingyan fell silent, not daring to argue. They waited. Finally, the estate's array deactivated, and the main gate opened. Luo Feng flew in. Morosa hurried to his side, fawning cheerfully. Mo Yuqingyan followed and waited nearby. Luo Feng smiled at Morosa's expression. Don't worry, I saved your food. Thank you, master, Morosa beamed. Qingyan, use this time to diligently comprehend the laws, Luo Feng instructed. Yes. Mo Yuqingyan immediately settled to meditate. If Luo Feng passed whatever tests lay ahead, Mo Yuqingyan might become a disciple. The stronger Luo Feng became, the greater the anticipation. Luo Feng led Morosa down to the underground hall first. In the Star Tower's space, he produced the corpses of Vice President Limo and the Blood Python Guildmaster Mu Yang. The two massive bodies exuded a terrifying aura. 2 corpses. Morosa's eyes lit up. The other Vice Guildmaster had a venomous insect body that transformed into millions of insects, Luo Feng explained. When I destroyed the insects, he vanished entirely. He may still be alive. Such bodies can mean each insect is a life if one cultivates far enough, but his strength was relatively weak, so he's not a concern. Morosa nodded and, eyes burning, stared at the Blood Python Guildmaster's corpse. This is the body of a strong one. His bloodline likely reached the 10th stage of an eternal true god. You're welcome to it, Luo Feng said, and moved to another level of space within the Star Tower. Morosa sat cross-legged and began to absorb the potent bloodline energy and other essences from the 2 corpses. Alone on one level, Luo Feng took stock of his spoils from the Blood Python Society raid. He laid everything out. Good heavens, how much cosmic sand did this Blood Python Guildmaster carry? After a quick tally, he was taken aback. Including what the 2 Vice Guildmasters had, plus the bounty, the total cosmic sand exceeded 980,000. The sum surprised him. An eternal true god's resources are usually for cultivation or trading for powerful treasures, he muttered. I didn't expect him to carry so much. He smiled at another prize, a blood-colored disc hovering nearby. Within it flowed a vast lifeblood river. Luo Feng extended his perfect divine power into the disc. The artifact trembled and yielded information. An eternal true god level single entity, mechanical stream secret treasure, lifeblood river. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. With this treasure, one could transform one's divine body into a blood river, extremely versatile. Defense, offense, escape, corrosion, even creating clones. It possessed chaos characteristics and tremendous power. By value, my slaying Wu Wings are around 1 million cosmic sand, Luo Feng estimated. This lifeblood river is about 1.5 million, maybe more. Eternal true god-level mechanical stream secret treasures, which could channel a portion of Chaos Realm power, ranked among the most valuable items on the Origin continent. Values ranged from roughly 500,000 to 5 million cosmic sand, depending on perfection. A top-tier item worth 5 million would be like a flawless fusion of several such treasures. Luo Feng focused and poured 1% of his divine power into the blood disk. Even a single % of his perfect divine power surpassed the divine power of many eternal true gods with infinite divine bodies. The disk reacted violently. A raging blood river formed, poised to engulf everything and return it to chaos. Luo Feng looked at the terrifying formation and smiled. What a waste for the Blood Python Guildmaster to squander such a treasure. In combat value, the Lifeblood River was even more dangerous and troublesome than the Slaying Wu Wings. Thanks to the two new Alliance Masters who gave rewards, San Yuan, and changed to a new name. Chapter 32, The Hermit's Reincarnation. In the future, I must study this Lifeblood River thoroughly, Luo Feng thought. It should deepen my understanding of the Chaos Laws. Comprehending the Chaos Laws was extraordinarily difficult. Multiple paths had to be pursued simultaneously. One path was the close, continual observation of the Chaos Ruins. Luo Feng lived nearby and watched them up close. Another path involved cultivating secret techniques that directly access the Chaos Realm, like Breaking World 9 Blades, Chaos Great Strength Diagram, Broken Extinction, and Donghua. The deeper one cultivated those arts, the deeper one's grasp of the Chaos Laws became. Some techniques, such as Broken Extinction and Donghua, pointed straight toward the God King level. Eternal True God level mechanical stream treasures like Slaying Wu Wings and Lifeblood River also contained moves tied to the Chaos Realm. Careful study of them could likewise enhance one's comprehension. Only by pursuing multiple avenues simultaneously and possessing exceptionally high talent could one hope to become a master of chaos. There was no doubt Luo Feng could comprehend the Li Yuan art and cultivate his perfect divine body. His talent was so great, even God King Zuo Shanqi marveled at it. This haul is better than I expected. After taking stock of the treasures he'd recovered, Luo Feng found the biggest gains were over 980,000 cosmic sand and the Lifeblood River mechanical stream treasure, valued at roughly 1.5 million cosmic sand. The Eternal True God level armor and weapon treasures, rare medicines, exotic beast materials, and a variety of collectibles added up to almost another 200,000 cosmic sand. This Blood Python Guild Master was quite wealthy, Luo Feng thought with satisfaction. He knew, too, that luck had played a part. Cosmic sand left idle was only potential. Spending it wisely was how one built true foundation. After drinking that fine wine from the deputy curator of the Yanfeng Guild, my comprehension feels improved. Putting the treasures away, Luo Feng sat cross-legged in the Star Tower's inner space and began to focus on the Chaos Laws. As his perception sharpened, he sensed the materialized Chaos Laws of the nearby Chaos Ruins fully manifesting. Vast as an ocean, he observed, all things sprang from chaos. The difficulty of mastering the complete Chaos Laws was evident. Not far from Luo Feng's cave dwelling sat Chaos No. 3 Cave Dwelling, the Moli clan's super-large residence. The Blood Python Guildmaster is dead, really dead. Diao Rongqi, another client of the Yanfeng Guild Dark Hall, had received the news immediately. The bounty mission was complete, and her 40,000 cosmic sand reward had been paid in full. Had the mission not been finished, the publisher could cancel it, and after a 10% fee, refund the remainder. Tears welled in Diao Rongqi's eyes, a mix of sobbing and laughter. After her father and clansmen were killed, she had lived only for revenge. Her enemy's sudden death left her oddly stunned. Xiao Qi, earlier the guards went with you to the Fire Realm restaurant to see Lord Luo He. Could the Blood Python Guild Master's death be related to him? Moli Feiyun asked, suspecting something. Lord Luo killed him, a voice rang out. Moli Feiyun and Diao Rongqi turned to see Moli Meng approaching. Father? Moli Feiyun asked in surprise. Was it really Lord Luo He? Yes. Moli Meng nodded. He had received the dying message from the Blood Python Guild Master. He looked at Diao Rongqi with mixed feelings. I never expected that after you went to see Lord Luo He, he would actually help, Diao Rongqi asked. Is Venerable Luo He all right? Now immensely grateful to Luo Feng and willing to be his servant, she worried about him. He's fine, Moli Meng sighed. In the whole of Huyang City, who now dares to provoke him? How did you ask him for help? Moli Meng asked. Diao Rongqi shook her head. I only explained the situation. Venerable Luo He agreed to help. He didn't ask for anything, just told me to go back and that I'd hear news before nightfall. Moli Meng pondered, then said, he truly is decisive. From these small matters, Moli Meng could glimpse Luo Feng's temperament. Should I take her to thank him? Diao Rongqi hesitated. If I go now, others might guess Venerable Luo He acted. Don't rush. Moli Meng shook his head. Right now, all forces in Huyang City are watching him. Many want to see him. Wait a few days, and I'll take you to visit discreetly. As an eternal true god, Mo Li Meng could use his small universe domain to shield prying eyes and ensure a private meeting. He was right. Many factions in Huyang City wanted an audience with Luo Feng. Although the news that Lord Luo He killed the Blood Python Guild Master was being kept somewhat secret, the city lord's mansion had observed the scene and recognized Luo Feng. In addition, the Blood Python Guildmaster had sent dying messages to 5 different forces. With so many powerhouses aware, the news would inevitably spread among Huyang City's upper echelons over time. Lord Luohe, Guildmaster Zanyun is here to pay respects. Guildmaster Zanyun stood respectfully outside Luo Feng's cave dwelling. He waited, but the cave dwelling door remained closed and no one answered. He left, helpless. Inside Luo Feng's cave dwelling, Mo Yuqingyan muttered, "That's the 3rd important visitor today. Must we turn them all away?" Morosa lounged and replied, "As long as Master is in seclusion cultivating, it doesn't matter who comes." The previous 3 were all eternal true gods. Mo Yuqingyan felt the pressure. To him, the eternal true gods were awe-inspiring figures, now being rebuffed one after another. Morosa snorted, "Wait, many eternal true gods will come today. You'll get used to it. I'll adjust." Mo Yuqingyan steadied himself. As a mere true god, he had to adapt to his master's way. Focus on the 10 basic laws. Your comprehension is too slow. Morosa shook his head. As a world beast who controlled the origin of destruction, the 10 basic laws were nothing to him. He could absorb them as he grew. Mo Yuqingyan's pace seemed mediocre by comparison. "Oh." Mo Yuqingyan obediently resumed his study. "Lord Luohe, Juyo has come to pay respects." Another voice announced the arrival of an eternal true god from the renowned Zhu clan. Mo Yuqingyan ignored it and concentrated on his laws. Homeworld, primordial universe region, inside Luo Feng's small universe. On a prosperous human planet, Luo Feng and Xu Xin sat in the outdoor area of a restaurant wearing short sleeves and hand-woven straw hats, leisurely chatting and sipping drinks. "Luo Feng, your son works so hard, but his strength hasn't improved. Why does he push himself?" Xu Xin shook her head. At the last family gathering, Luo Hai was the only one who didn't show up. Luo Feng smiled. His gaze spanned time and space. He had seen Luo Ping signing a contract and Luo Hai cultivating alone in the depths of a giant black hole. The 2 sons had taken completely different paths. Luo Ping had abandoned cultivation. Luo Hai threw himself into it. "It's good Luo Hai has fighting spirit," Luo Feng said. "With an infinite lifespan, one needs ambitions. He's only a universe exalt. Then there's universe lord, true god. Even if he breaks through, what then?" Xu Xin fretted. "Seeing him struggle, it pains me." "Don't you feel the same worry for me?" Luo Feng retorted. Xu Xin glanced at him. She had always worried about Luo Feng, especially in life and death crises, and remained anxious, yet over time she'd grown calm in handling things. "Of course I worry about you," she said with a smile. Luo Feng sipped his drink contentedly. Though cautious on the origin continent, his divine power incarnation in his homeworld lived simply, wandering with his wife and enjoying life. Within a small universe hundreds of billions of light-years across, countless humans multiplied and created brilliant cultures. Luo Feng and Xu Xin had only begun to explore it. Ancestor. From the distant starry sky, a universe lord reported respectfully, "When I passed Zuoshanki's small universe, I noticed it's expanding rapidly." Whenever someone mentioned Ancestor within Luo Feng's small universe, he paid attention. "Zuoshanki's small universe is expanding?" Luo Feng was startled. "What's happening?" Xu Xin sensed his alarm. "Teacher's small universe is expanding. Let's go see." Taking Xu Xin, Luo Feng piloted a ship-type secret treasure and crossed space to where his master Zuoshanki's small universe lay. After all, Luo Feng was a perfect divine body eternal true god. Even as a divine power incarnation condensed from a sliver of divine power, he was not easily challenged by true gods. The ship stopped in the chaotic airflow, and other true gods and universe lords had already arrived, watching the expanding small universe. Ancestor, Ancestor, Galaxy Lord. As Luo Feng and Xu Xin appeared, surrounding true gods and universe lords showed deep respect. The human race honored 2 ancestors, Origin Ancestor and Galaxy Ancestor Luo Feng. Their small universes, one billions and the other hundreds of billions of light years across, were both havens where humanity thrived. Luo Feng had resolved the world beast crisis and rescued Origin Ancestor. His own small universe was much larger, and his status within humanity was particularly high. Origin Ancestor took no offense. His 9 Nightmares realm had been taught by Luo Feng. Luo Feng observed the expanding small universe from afar. Once Teacher breaks through to void true God, he must reincarnate, Luo Feng thought. Teacher, is he finally going to the Origin continent? 5 new patrons. Brother is a monster. Wood will spontaneously combust. Moonlit purple peak. Don't ask about the future. See the wind and get the rain. Thank you all for your support. Chapter 33, Mo Limeng's Reminder. As time passed, more and more powerful figures arrived. The Origin Ancestor's divine power avatar, the primordial Chaos City Lord Zhen Yan, and others appeared one after another. The birth of a void true god was a monumental event in the primordial universe and drew an enormous crowd. Luo Feng, Hong and the Thunder God arrived as well, each riding their secret treasures. Big brother, second brother. Luo Feng smiled and nodded. The 3 of them had come all the way from Earth, so their bond was naturally close. Once Senior Zuo Shanqi breaks through, he'll have to challenge reincarnation, won't he? Hong asked. As true gods themselves, they understood the stakes. Luo Feng had long instructed them not to act rashly. Even if they were confident, they should discuss any breakthrough with him and the Origin Ancestor first. Luo Feng gazed into the distance. Yes. After he breaks through, he must challenge reincarnation within a year. Brother, Luo Hua arrived under Shimo's protection, accompanied by his father Luo Hongguo and mother Gong Xinlun. Senior Zuo Shanke is your teacher, so of course we had to come, Luo Hongguo said. It was widely known across the primordial universe that Zuo Shanke had once taken Luo Feng as a disciple. Luo Feng nodded and continued to watch the expanding small universe. The small universe's expansion continued for over a month and finally stopped when it had reached a diameter of 7.2 billion light-years. With a whooshing sound, an old man flew out of it, Zuo Shanke. Luo Feng went to meet him alone. Teacher. Luo Feng flew closer. I've been in the primordial universe for so long. It's time I go back. Zuo Shanke sighed. Though he had lived there for more than a reincarnation era, it was not his true homeland. Are you going to challenge reincarnation now? Luo Feng asked. Zuo Shanke nodded. Right now. How will we meet in the future? Luo Feng asked. Once his master reached the Origin continent and underwent reincarnation, the divine power avatar in the primordial universe would dissipate. Meetings would be far more difficult. When the time is right, we'll meet naturally. Zuo Shanke smiled at his disciple. My greatest achievement during my time in the primordial universe was taking you as my disciple. Mediocre disciples primarily rely on their master's guidance, he added, but for truly brilliant disciples, the master only offers a helping hand. How far you go ultimately depends on yourself. Luo Feng bowed his head in assent. Remember, don't rush, Zuo Shanke warned. When you are strong enough, aiding me in revenge will come naturally. If you get involved before you're ready, you will only lose your life. I understand. I'll be patient, Luo Feng promised. Zuo Shanke patted him lightly. I'm going to challenge reincarnation. There's no need to see me off. He inclined his head to the many powerful figures watching from a distance, and then flew toward the reincarnation passage in the collapsing peak world. Luo Feng watched him go. Everything went as planned. Zuo Shanke successfully challenged reincarnation and arrived on the Origin continent. There he used a reincarnation technique to be reborn as a native life form of the Origin continent, though the process cost his current avatar in the primordial universe. Luo Feng, primordial Chaos City Lord, rushed over. Teacher. Luo Feng greeted him. Growing up on Earth, Luo Feng had benefited greatly from teachers like Zhen Yan, the primordial Chaos City Lord, and Zuo Shanke, and he held them in deep respect. Zuo Shanke's small universe is starting to collapse, the primordial Chaos City Lord said anxiously. Luo Feng nodded. He's your teacher, aren't you worried? We, and many human true gods, were told that as long as you break through to the true god realm before challenging reincarnation, you're safe, the primordial Chaos City Lord said, puzzled. Why did Zuo Shanke die? He successfully challenged reincarnation, Luo Feng replied. He died after completing it. The primordial Chaos City Lord frowned. Died after completing it? There are supreme rules that limit what I can say, Luo Feng answered. I understand. The primordial Chaos City Lord bowed his head. He knew the restrictions of the supreme rule well. Both the origin ancestor and Luo Feng had challenged reincarnation, one his master, the other his disciple, and the rules around it were strict. If breaking through to the true God realm truly guarantees safety in a reincarnation challenge, that will be good, he said. As for Zuo Shanke, in time, you will know, Luo Feng answered. Origin continent, Yu country, Huyang City. Rumble, the gate to the underground main hall of the Immortals Cave opened, and Luo Feng emerged from seclusion. Morosa hurried to greet him, and Mo Yu Qingyan soon followed from a distance. Luo Feng nodded to them, then strode to a distant high mountain and sat on a large rock, drinking wine alone. Morosa and Mo Yu Qingyan exchanged puzzled looks. You two go about your business, Morosa said to Qingyan, then flew closer to Luo Feng with an ingratiating smile. Master, is something wrong? You seem a little uneasy. I'm not unhappy. Luo Feng shook his head. Though his master's reincarnation was part of a plan for revenge, and that revenge relied heavily on Luo Feng, he felt the pressure. Shi country had survived countless conflicts and must be formidable. Dealing with the Shi country lords would not be easy. Not unhappy? Morosa pressed. I'm thinking about a few great enemies, Luo Feng admitted. Master's great enemies? A few? Morosa asked eagerly. Who are they? Do you need my help? Luo Feng let out a small smile. Morosa's concern eased him. He needed to temper his will, cultivate secret techniques, and comprehend laws, step by step, to grow stronger. Morosa, by feeding and absorbing energy, would also become powerful enough in time to look down on Shi country. If I need your help, I'll say so, Luo Feng said. I think I can handle them. Leave their bodies to me then, Morosa responded immediately. Don't worry, Luo Feng said. By the way, Mo Limeng sent a message through Mo Yu Qingyan. She wants to visit you, Morosa added. Mo Limeng? Luo Feng was surprised. I heard Mo Yu Qingyan's father, Mo Yu Hu, has already been recruited into the city lord's mansion. He's now an official there, Morosa said with a smile. Luo Feng had a good impression of Mo Yu Hu. He was the first person Luo Feng had met upon arriving on the origin continent. Mo Yu Hu had been willing to sacrifice everything for his 3 children, and for that Luo Feng admired him. Let Mo Limeng come, Luo Feng said. I'll arrange it now. Morosa hurried off. Because the Mo family's Immortals Cave was in the primordial Chaos family district, Mo Limeng and Diao Rongqi arrived soon after. Luo He God Lord. Mo Limeng was courteous and enthusiastic. Venerable. Diao Rongqi, tears in her eyes, knelt and bowed. Thank you, Venerable, for taking action to avenge my father and those who died from the Diao Rong family. Please, sit. Luo Feng was already seated. Mo Limeng took the seat opposite him, Diao Rongqi beside her. I am Mo Limeng, fortunate to serve as Vice City Lord of Huyang City, Mo Limeng said with a smile. Hearing of Luo He's feat in killing the Blood Python Guild Master, I came specifically to pay my respects. Many key matters in the City Lord's mansion were decided by the 5 great families, and Mo Limeng represented the Mo family as Vice City Lord. Luo Feng waved it off. It's a small matter. To Luo He it may be small, Mo Limeng said, but not to our City Lord's mansion. The Darkness faction runs deep across the origin continent and can't be eradicated completely. Our City Lord's mansion can only try to restrain them. We can't wipe them out. If we squeeze them too hard, they'll break their ties and launch a savage rampage and plunder. Maintaining order isn't easy. Luo Feng understood. With extensive intelligence from the Jin God King lineage and the Duandong He lineage, he knew how merciless some terrifying existences could be. When they turned to slaughter and plunder, weaker true gods were helpless. The City Lord's mansion kept balance by restraining them when necessary and offering limited concessions at others, making Huyang City a comparatively safe place for weaker true gods. The residences of true gods are absolutely safe, Mo Limeng continued. During the day, in busy areas, and in prosperous districts at night, we absolutely forbid the Darkness faction from acting. But if someone wanders into a remote, dark place and is killed by them, there's only so much we can do. That slight leeway prevents them from outright defecting to the Shi country faction, she added. The Shi country faction is our biggest scourge in Huyang City. Luo Feng listened. Then Mo Limeng glanced at Diao Rongqi. Xiaoqi, you may leave first. Diao Rongqi bowed gratefully to Luo Feng and withdrew. Luo He, Mo Limeng lowered her voice. I wanted to ask, if the city lord's mansion were to offer a bounty, would you be willing to take action to kill the leader of the Shi country faction, Blood Cloud? I heard Blood Cloud has clashed with the city lord's mansion many times. The mansion once mobilized Huyang City's Grand Array, and Commander Mo Li Xiao personally took action, but still couldn't subdue him. Luo Feng said, even with local advantages, Blood Cloud remained at large. His strength is very high, Mo Limeng admitted, so you want to be hired. Naturally, the price must reflect the danger. How much would you pay? Luo Feng asked. Mo Limeng was startled by his readiness to accept. Right now, the reward for Blood Cloud at the Yanfeng Guild is 1 million cosmic sand. We can add an extra 1 million, she offered. Luo Feng shook his head. Too little. If Luo He is interested, I'll think of a way, she said, but increasing by 5 million cosmic sand is impossible. You should find Blood Cloud first, Luo Feng said. Before he killed the Blood Python Guild Master, he had wanted to deal with Blood Cloud, but the biggest obstacle was that he couldn't locate him. He hides very carefully. Once we find him, we'll contact you, Mo Limeng promised. We'll discuss details then, Luo Feng replied. By the way, Mo Limeng said, the Blood Python Guild Master sent messages to several factions before he died. I received one of them. Oh, what message did he send? Luo Feng asked. Give me a communication imprint, and I'll send you the complete message, Mo Limeng said. Luo Feng produced a communication token, and they exchanged imprints so they could contact one another later. Mo Limeng recognized the token, a common communication device with slightly greater range than the local Huyang circuits, still blockable by a small universe domain, but often used by more powerful individuals. This is the message he sent me. Mo Limeng immediately forwarded a copy to Luo Feng. He read it and laughed. His mechanical flow secret treasure was worth 1.5 million cosmic sand, and mine is worth 5 million. How come I didn't know my mechanical flow secret treasure was so valuable? Luo Feng joked. Mo Limeng was inwardly alarmed. Luo He openly admitting to possessing a mechanical flow secret treasure. Clearly he was confident. Luo He, you must be careful, she warned. Such wealth could attract terrifying figures from other regions to Huyang City. Will they believe it? Luo Feng asked. Some might, Mo Limeng said. Anyone bold enough to act probably has some backing. Luo Feng nodded. Thank you, Mo Limeng. In truth, Luo Feng rather looked forward to the arrival of powerful rivals. More danger could mean more opportunity. More danger might also mean more treasure. Thanks to the new alliance leaders who gave rewards. Turbulent Water, Maucus, Yuan Dazhuang, Wu Weilium. Chapter 34, Strong Outsiders. Yu Country, Yun Mao, Chao's State. In the depths of an ancient mountain range lay a tribe that had once thrived and grown. Now the tribal gathering place was deathly silent. Tens of thousands of their people lay motionless. Then a wisp of aura rose from each of those bodies. The tens of thousands of wisps swirled together and merged into a single figure in gray robes, his face hidden beneath his hood. The spirits of these tens of thousands are far too weak, he murmured. My bloodline devoured their spiritual consciousness without even a twitch. Even if I swallowed hundreds of millions of such weak true gods, it would barely help. He frowned. I still need rarer resources. If I could absorb the essence blood of a chaos-level exotic beast, it would be far more useful. He toyed with the thought. Becoming a chaos master by the bloodline path is too hard. Bloodline cultivation was easy in the early stages, but the farther one climbed, the more resources were required. Across the origin continent, the limit for bloodline cultivation was the Chaos Master realm, and to break through there were many thresholds. The gray-robed figure flipped a wrist and produced a karmic communication token. Unafraid of being tracked, high-ranking Chaos Masters would not even glance at him, and eternal true gods, in his view, were prey. He activated the token and scanned it. Luo He from Huyang City of Zhujiang Chao State. He killed Mu Yang, leader of the Blood Python Society, a darkness faction in Huyang, and he has at least 2 mechanical stream treasures, potential value over 6.5 million cosmic sand? His interest peaked. When it comes to sneak attacks and assassinations, few eternal true gods can survive my hands. Confident from long roaming and many battles, he set his course for Huyang City. I'll go to the Yanfeng Guild and investigate Luohe's background, then plan a sneak attack. With that, he merged with the void and streaked away at terrifying speed toward Zhujiang Chao's state. Behind him, the tens of thousands of dead disintegrated into nothing. Many people from the wild preferred city life for a reason. In the wilderness, disaster could come at any time. A passing exotic beast could devour an entire tribe. An eternal true god passing through, whether for cultivation, wealth, or spite, could wipe out everyone. Only in a city could one hope for stability. Huyang City. Brother Shang, you free? My treat at the Fire Realm restaurant. Luohe sent the message to Shang Tianyan. Brother Luohe offering a treat? Countless eternal true gods in Huyang would beg for that. Of course I'm free. I can leave right now. Shang Tianyan answered eagerly. Good. See you at the Fire Realm restaurant. Luohe smiled and set off with Morosa and Mo Yu Qingyan. They traveled by flying boat. Morosa watched from the side and asked bluntly, Master, Shang Tianyan is only an ordinary eternal true god. Why do you give him so much face? In Morosa's opinion, his master Luohe, able to enslave world beasts and possessing a perfect divine body, was a genius among geniuses and had no need to flatter ordinary eternal true gods. Making friends isn't only about strength, Luohe replied. Morosa didn't quite get it. To him, ordinary eternal true gods were only fit to be food. Besides, Luohe added, I actually need his help when I interact with Brother Shang. I often ask him about refining techniques, and he guides me without reservation. He's lucky to get your help, Master, Morosa muttered. Mo Yu Qingyan, standing nearby, kept silent and respectful. He sometimes found it strange that his master was so powerful, yet Morosa, a mere void true goddess servant, spoke so casually. Qingyan dared not be disrespectful. Qingyan, Luohe called. Yes, Master. Mo Yu Qingyan responded with deep respect. I heard from Mo Limeng that your father, Mo Yuhu, got a position in the city lord's mansion? Luohe asked. Yes, Mo Yu Qingyan replied. Father told me that after you come out of seclusion, I should express our family's gratitude. I've been looking for an opportunity to mention it. You want to thank me? Mo Yuhu is very polite, Luohe said with a nod. My father sacrificed a lot for the three of us, Mo Yu Qingyan said. I was lucky to follow Master. Father tried every means to send my eldest brother into the Zhu clan and my third brother into the Tianyan sect. After Master killed the Blood Python Guild Master, Father was recruited into the city lord's mansion. My eldest brother rose quickly in the Zhu clan and was accepted as a disciple by an eternal true god, Zhu Yu. Qingyan's voice held gratitude. Luohe's eyes widened. Zhu Yu accepted your eldest brother as a disciple? Yes, Qingyan nodded. My father said both the city lord's mansion and the Zhu clan are trying to build a relationship with Master. There aren't many people in Huyang City directly connected to you, so they started with my family. Luohe smiled. He only had 2 servants, Morosa and Mo Yu Qingyan, so major powers naturally began with the Mo Yu family. What about your third brother? He asked. He's studying basic techniques at the Tianyan sect, Qingyan said. Their refining techniques are strict. You must learn from the fundamentals. You're lucky. The Tianyan sect has a good reputation, and their sect master, Shang Tianyan, is my friend. The Zhu clan is the strongest local family in Huyang. To place one son in the Tianyan sect and another in the Zhu clan shows your father's foresight. The 5 great families tied to the city lord's mansion were backed by far-reaching power, branches of divine kings or chaos masters, but the Zhu clan was the strongest local family rooted in Huyang City. They prospered through business and avoided darkness factions, yet their strength was formidable. Few could have killed the Blood Python Guild Master. Zhu Gu, the Zhu clan head, was one of them. In strength, the 5 great families could not claim superiority over the Zhu clan, though in background, the 5 great families wielded terrifying external resources. My father did everything for us, Qingyan said gratefully. If you want me to show thanks, then I'll master the 10 basic laws as quickly as possible. Good, Luohe replied. Master the 10 basic laws. That's the first test for being accepted as a disciple. Qingyan understood the opportunity he'd been given and devoted more than 90% of his time to studying the laws, never letting his guard down. He even tried to coax some pointers from Morosa. At the Fire Realm restaurant, Black Butcher leaped up excitedly when he saw them. Rumors that Luo He had killed the Blood Python Guild master had spread from Huyang City's upper circles to its middle and lower ranks. Black Butcher, who ran a busy restaurant and heard everything, had even been the subject of conversations among those merchants who had paid tribute to the Blood Python Society. "Shang Venerable," he called, greeting Shang Tianyan fervently. "And Brother Luo He, what an honor," Luo He teased. "Black Butcher, has the Blood Python Society finally exempted you from tribute?" "The Blood Python Society is gone, so of course no more tribute," Black Butcher said gratefully. "And the two darkness factions fighting over the Blood Python territory have both told me they'll exempt the Fire Realm restaurant from tribute fees going forward." "Which two?" Luo He asked. "One is the Thousand Mountains Tower, the other the Six Lords Alliance. Both have been very friendly," Black Butcher said. "All of this is because of Brother Luo He." Luo He gave a faint smile. "They're sensible. If they collected tribute, they're afraid you'd come after them too," Shang Tianyan said as he stepped out of a small building. "Brother Luo He, you're even slower than me as the host." "I came as fast as I could," Luo He said, smiling as he walked over. "Black Butcher, prepare some food and drinks. Put some effort into it." "I'll do my utmost," Black Butcher declared. Inside the small building, Shang Tianyan remarked with a smile, "Do you feel like many forces in Huyang revolve around you? You've only got no attachments, no family, so many want to win you over. They'll pay high prices for it," he added. "In the end, the most powerful decide things here, and you're already someone who influences the order." "Want to win me over? I wouldn't accept an ordinary reward," Luo He said as he poured wine for Shang Tianyan. "Few are qualified to taste wine poured by Brother Luo He himself," Shang Tianyan said as he raised his glass. After taking a sip, he looked out and noticed Morosa casually standing guard, and Morosa sitting nearby on a rock, holding a wine pot and instructing the restaurant to prepare food. "That servant of mine is casual by nature," Luo He explained. "He's been with me since I was a true god. He's more of a brother than a servant." "I invited you because I'm having some trouble with body refining," Luo He said. "Body refining is just a branch of refining. Ask and I'll answer," Shang Tianyan replied confidently. Questions and answers flowed easily between them. Luo He described the confusing points he'd run into in the second body refining stage of the Chaos Great Strength diagram. Shang Tianyan explained the confusions from multiple angles, and the fog in Luo He's mind cleared at once. "Thanks to the 5 new Alliance Masters who gave rewards. I'm going to Shihongshi, Katran 2000, Little Fish Blowing Bubbles, Galaxy Lord, and Divine Descent." Chapter 35. Second Body Training. The Chaos Great Strength diagram required 3 body refinements to reach the Eternal True God stage. If the third body refinement demanded an extremely high understanding of the laws and intricate refining techniques, the second body refinement was far less demanding. Having mastered the essence of the laws, and with Shang Tianyan, one of Huyang City's top refiners, guiding him, Luo Feng, combined with his prior accumulations, grasped the key points of the second body refinement over the meal. "I understand the theory now. Next comes the practice," Luo Feng said with a smile. "Theory is the foundation, but practice is the true test," Shang Tianyan chuckled. "Luo He, refining the body is forgiving. Even if you fail now and then, you can always try again. Body refinement is much simpler than artifact refining. Even if a divine body were largely destroyed, it could recover, so body refinement naturally had high error tolerance. Crafting weapons, armor, or mechanical flow secret treasures, however, had far less margin for error. If body refinement were as difficult as artifact refining, the lineage of body refiners wouldn't be so widespread," Luo Feng laughed. "Many cultivated body refinement, very few cultivated artifact refining. In the end, everything in this world comes down to strength. What good is the finest artifact refining skill?" Shang Tian shook his head. "When you meet someone stronger, won't you still have to bow?" Luo Feng nodded. His master, Zuo Shanke, could even refine God-King level weapons and had many friends, but when the Shi country threatened, the Jin kingdom was annihilated. Zuo Shanke couldn't rely on those friends and fled to the Universe Sea. Relying on others was never as good as relying on oneself. They fell silent for a moment. Shang Tianyan's eyes went distant. as if seeing someone he longed for. Suozi hard at work in the Fire Realm restaurant. It had been over a cycle since Suozi began working there, and he was gradually able to handle some common dishes. Done. Suozi waved his hand as a delicious plate was finished, and other waiters carried it away. Junior brother Suozi's cooking has improved a lot, the other chefs praised. They were Black Butcher's disciples and had followed him longer. My skills are still ordinary compared to my senior brothers, Suozi grinned. Being able to cook well was a big step forward. Suozi, Suozi, a shout rang out. Suozi looked up. Oh, my brother's here. I'll go out for a bit. The other chefs didn't mind. Suozi had just started and could only make a few easier dishes. Outside, Suoyun waited. He looked surprised at first, then broke into a radiant smile. I broke through, Suoyun announced. I've finally reached the Void True God realm. That's great. Suozi's excitement matched his brother's. They'd been in Huyang City for a little over a cycle, the city of opportunity. One of them had become a guard for the Diao Rong family. The other had been recruited by the Fire Realm restaurant. I seized an opportunity, Suoyun said. I received some resources gifted by the Diao Rong family's eldest young lady and finally broke through after refining my bloodline. Suozi, we were the most talented in our tribe. With decent secret methods and some resources, anyone could become a Void True God here. Suozi's blood boiled with excitement. Their talents had always been similar. Even the patriarch believed they could make their way in Huyang City. My resources are almost gone now, so I can't support you yet, Suoyun admitted. But now that I'm a Void True God, I can join a faction as a mid-level member and bring you in. With us together, I'm sure you'll reach Void True God quickly. I'm doing well at the Fire Realm restaurant. My master treats me well, Suozi said quickly. How long will it take you to gather chaos crystals while burying your head in cooking? Suoyun turned to leave. Be patient. When I'm settled in a faction, I'll pull you in. Suoyun had spent this time hiding and cultivating, fearing slaughter and plunder. With the gifted resources, he'd finally broken through and was now high-spirited. He thought Suozi's choice to be a chef was foolish. Suozi watched his brother go inside. Suozi, Black Butcher approached. Master, Suozi greeted respectfully. Because of his steady performance and Luo Feng's influence, Suozi had been officially accepted as Black Butcher's disciple. Your brother is right that accumulating resources as a chef is slow, Black Butcher said. Even I have limited resources after countless years. Perhaps your brother's path could bring faster gains. Suozi shook his head. When we hunted in the tribe, Suoyun always took risks. In Huyang City, he's the same. He might succeed 10 times, but if he fails once, it's over. Once the Diao Rong family's mansion was wiped out, everyone gone. He survived only because he was guarding Lord Luo He at the Fire Realm. I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. Master, I'd rather stay at the Fire Realm and learn the craft. Since you wish to stay, I won't treat you unfairly, Black Butcher smiled. If a disciple was willing to settle, the master could cultivate him with confidence. The culinary path suits me, Suozi said. By mobilizing divine power and spiritual will, cooking is also a form of cultivation. Black Butcher nodded, pleased, and left. The other waiters crowded around then. Suozi's brother became a Void True God? One asked in envy. He's been in Huyang City, just a cycle, and made that breakthrough. I've struggled for thousands of cycles, and am only at True God 8. Suozi was already True God 9 in the tribe. His talent is far higher, another said. Suozi smiled, but his mood was complicated. He had been decisive before his master, speaking from the heart, yet seeing Suoyun's success stirred him. Should he gamble for opportunity, as Suoyun suggested? The patriarch had once said, when hunting, it's better to give up 10 chances than to risk your life for one. Although the culinary path is slower, it's steadier. In a few hundred cycles, I can surely gather enough resources, Suozi thought. Outside, through the building's window, Luo Feng had seen Suozi and Suoyun's reunion. They had come to Huyang City with him. Fate had bound them. The lower-level true gods in Huyang City are all struggling, Shang Tianyan said, looking out. Most must seize opportunities, and even those who risk everything usually fail to break through. Suoyun is talented. He actually made it on his first try. Luo Feng nodded. They're both talented. The culinary path of the Fire Realm, with its subtleties, is no less demanding than artifact refining or medicine. It requires a perfect fusion of divine power and will to craft dishes that touch the soul. Suozi's quick progress shows his aptitude. Shang Chanyan raised his wine glass leisurely. They're talented, yes, but among Huyang City's many true gods, far more are not. Which one do you admire? Luo Feng asked. If I were younger, I'd admire Suo Yun more. Now, Shang Chanyan drained his glass and smiled. I admire Suozi. Luo Feng's gaze swept over the envious waiters in the Fire Realm. On the path of cultivation, avoid greed. Compared to those waiters, Suozi is already fortunate. Yes, avoid greed. Shang Chanyan agreed. It's easy to say, but few powerful people can actually do it. I once made that mistake. Some mistakes you can correct, some you can't. Luo Feng nodded. I'll go into seclusion after I return this time. If anything urgent comes up, contact Morosa. During seclusion, one had to be fully immersed. Communication tokens would be turned off. Otherwise, messages from the Yanfeng Guild's Dark Hall or other acquaintances would disrupt his focus. Morosa could be used as an intermediary. Telepathy would bring any urgent news. All right, Shang Qianyan smiled. I'll contact you if anything happens. They left together. Black Butcher personally came out to see the two eternal true gods off, then returned to the Fire Realm. Luo Feng, accompanied by Morosa and Mo Yu Qingyan, went straight to the Yanfeng Guild to buy the materials needed for the second body refinement. For the first body refinement, I spent about 100,000 cosmic sand on materials. Based on my understanding, the second will need something like 650,000 cosmic sand, Luo Feng estimated. Accounting for losses, I'll prepare 700,000. The Yanfeng Guild lived up to its reputation. In the time it took them to drink a few cups and chat, the branch had gathered materials worth 700,000 cosmic sand. Some of these materials are uncommon. We had to call partners, the branch vice curator explained. If you plan to buy more, it's best to place an order through the Dark Hall so we can prepare in advance. They were only a branch. Storage was limited. Luo Feng handed over a jade bottle containing the vast haul, meticulously packed materials worth 700,000 cosmic sand. The Chaos Great Strength diagram didn't itself consume huge resources, but Luo Feng's divine body was enormous. The third body refinement would require several times more materials, and he would need to pre-order, but for now, he couldn't afford it. Back at his cave mansion, they landed and stowed the flying boat. Luo Feng arranged things quickly. Qingyan, I'm going into long-term seclusion. You don't need to stand guard constantly. Go home and visit as you like. Thank you, Master, Mo Yu Qingyan said, joyful. Since following Luo Feng, he hadn't gone home once. What about me? Can I go out? Morosa asked eagerly. The last time Luo Feng sequestered, it lasted more than a cycle. As long as you don't cause trouble, wander freely in Huyang City, Luo Feng said, then headed for the underground Great Hall. Once inside, the doors rumbled shut and the formations activated, isolating the interior. Luo Feng's seclusion had begun. Lord Luosa, I'll head back first, Mo Yu Qingyan said respectfully. Go on, I'm going out for a stroll, Morosa said with dancing eyebrows and darted out a step ahead. Master always went to the same places. Huyang City had many places to explore. One by one, the two servants left. The cave mansion fell silent, leaving only Luo Feng in seclusion. Announcement: 100 Alliance leaders have already been reached. A single chapter post for 100 Alliance leaders has been made. A reminder: all Alliance leaders who have given a reward will receive an Alliance Leader gift box containing 6 peripheral items. Alliance leaders can click Add Alliance Leader QQ Group under the novel's introduction, join the group, and privately message the administrator, Diligent Crab, with your address and phone number to have the gift package sent. Thank you for your support. Chapter 36. He's Here. More than 500 days into Luo Feng's seclusion, a gray-robed figure entered Huyang City through the south gate. He moved without hurry, his personal universe domain habitually circling him. Neither the city lord's mansion's constant surveillance nor the nearby cultivators could detect him. He was a professional at remaining unseen. Assassination was his trade, and he knew how to hide himself. This is the border of Yu country, he thought as he drifted over the city. Huyang City is a major border city, far more prosperous than most large cities I've seen. From his many travels, he judged Huyang's scale, its number of cultivators, and its bustle to be among the largest. Suddenly, a thunderous roar split the air. A colossal flying secret treasure hurtled across the sky at tremendous speed, sending shockwaves of air everywhere it passed. "Watch out! Move! Get away!" Ordinary true gods piloting lesser flying secret treasures dodged frantically. Even some void true gods could only move aside helplessly. Only descendants of the powerful families would dare to rampage like this in Huyang, people muttered. According to the city's rules, unless it's murder, it's not a serious crime. If a flying secret treasure crashes into things, at most there'll be a fine of chaos crystals. Inside the massive treasure, a group of guards accompanied 6 boisterous scions of powerful families who laughed, drank, and enjoyed musicians. "How are my musicians? Not worse than Dreamflower House, right?" one of the scions crowed. Then, without warning, the invisible source of laws nearby stirred subtly. The law's operation was effected in a whisper. Inside the flying secret treasure, the scions, their attendants, the musicians, and the surrounding guards, all living beings, quietly disintegrated into dust and vanished. Without anyone to pilot it, the massive secret treasure arced out of control and crashed into a distant cave dwellings formation. Blocked by the formation, it tumbled into the street outside the cave dwelling, causing an uproar among the cultivators. "That was close," the gray-robed man murmured as he glanced at the wreckage from a distance. "Transgression. They deserved death." Crushing a bunch of weaklings was nothing to him. He continued to drift through the city, unconcerned. He'd grown used to such indiscriminate killings over a long life of assassination missions. Because he concealed himself perfectly and had no prior interactions with his victims, the authorities could never deduce his identity. Patrolling Huyang guards rushed to the scene. 6 descendants of powerful families killed in broad daylight? They cried in disbelief, inspecting the wreckage carefully. A thunderous sound announced the arrival of a giant black-scaled beast bearing 3 swords. "Commander!" the guards saluted. Atop the beast stood Gao Wushui, Commander Mo Li Shao's favored young disciple. His aura had grown considerably. He was now an eternal true god. "I received word that 6 scions were instantly killed, among them a Meng royal family descendant. All the servants and guards who accompanied them are dead as well," Gao Wushui reported as he looked down on the scattered remains. "Any signs from the scene?" "Reporting, Commander. No traces. No energy fluctuations from a struggle," a captured Huyang guard answered. "To kill silently like this, it must be the work of an eternal true god." Gao Wushui's own small universe domain enveloped the fallen vessel as he inspected every detail. They were killed silently, but their treasures remain inside the flying craft. The killer showed disdain for these trinkets, he mused. He frowned. The perpetrator had to be an eternal true god. Recently promoted and deeply accomplished, Gao Wushui had just become one of the 10 great commanders of the Huyang Guard, thanks to his master's favor. He rode one of the guard's 10 mechanical secret treasures, the 3-sword sky-rending beast, still inferior, overall, to the might of the Huyang 10 legions. The 3 swords required only 1 eternal true god and 3,000 void true gods to operate. The city lord's mansion checked the citywide surveillance and found no trace of the killer either, Gao Wushui said, shaking his head. If an eternal true god was that careful, there would be nothing to find. "Investigate. Search every trace. Who dared to kill my family's descendant?" rang the angry shouts of powerful clans. Among the 6 slain descendants were 2 from the 5 great families, 1 from the Meng royal family, and 1 from the Jiang clan. The city lord's mansion mobilized its reconnaissance experts, but in the short term, nothing turned up. After all, the deaths of a few distant branch members, like those of the Meng royal family here, weren't catastrophic to great clans with countless descendants. The assassin, meanwhile, continued to fly through the city. "Seems the scions I killed were of mediocre status," he thought. "It's been a long time, and no one's tracked me." Clearly, he noted, the city lord's mansion hadn't tried to deduce heavenly secrets to find him. He'd perfected ways to hide his karma. While deducing heavenly secrets was an option, it cost a great deal, and he preferred careful concealment. Once, he'd even killed the child of a chaos master. an act that had brought him near disaster. Fortunately, that Chaos Master had over 300 children. The loss of one didn't lead to an overwhelming pursuit, and the assassin escaped using an inherited life-saving technique. It was that close call that had driven him to flee to U country, and he continued to kill as he pleased. Hovering above the city, he accessed the Dark Hall communication token. "I want to purchase all intelligence on Eternal True God Luo he said. "All intelligence on Luo is 100 cosmic sand. Do you confirm the purchase?" The Dark Hall replied. "Purchase," he answered without hesitation. Intelligence was graded, higher grades cost more, and all intelligence was particularly expensive. Fortunately, Yanfeng Guild didn't know Luo Feng very intimately, so the price wasn't astronomical. "Ying Kang, 100 cosmic sand has been deducted. You still have 829,200 cosmic sand stored in the Dark Hall," the system responded. "Is there a bounty on Luohe in Huyang City?" the assassin asked. He had found no bounty through the token. "No bounty," the Dark Hall answered. He closed the token, mildly displeased. Yanfeng Guild's files were detailed. The image it revealed showed Luohe with 6 pairs of golden wings unfurled behind him and chaotic energy swirling. His 6 pairs of wings resemble the single-entity mechanical flow secret treasure, Chaos Golden Wings, the intelligence noted. From combat traces, his confrontation with the Blood Python Guild Master shows an absolute advantage. Likely, he comprehended a Chaos Realm technique. The report included educated guesses. Yanfeng's analysts had inferred most of the facts, but because the perfect divine body had never appeared on the Origin continent before, they hadn't considered that possibility. Their conclusions, therefore, had some deviation. Comprehended a Chaos Realm move? The gray-robed man reflected. He didn't care much. Even among top eternal true gods, it was possible to skewer out a killing technique without mastering the whole of chaos laws, given exceptional bloodline talent. No matter how high his comprehension, a divine body strike kills, he told himself. The intelligence suggested Luohe was in seclusion at his cave dwelling. Seclusion is when one is most cautious. I'll wait until he's relaxed and then strike. At Yanfeng Guild, the deputy curator hurried to report to the guild master. "Guild master, Ying Kang has arrived in Huyang City. He purchased Luohe's intelligence through the Dark Hall." "He's come to Huyang City? Then he must be the one who killed those 6 scions," the burly guildmaster said with a smile. "Too bad, we can't sell that intelligence." Yanfeng Guild's rules were strict. If the guild learned a client's secret from other sources, they could sell it as intelligence. But anything about a client's transactions with the guild itself was strictly confidential. For example, Luo Feng's recent purchase of refining materials for 700,000 cosmic sand could never be disclosed. The guild's entire operation was monitored by a formation spirit. Even the guild master and deputy curator dared not break those rules. "He bought Luohe's intelligence because he wants to deal with Luohe," the deputy curator speculated. "I've never been able to see through Luohe. Maybe Ying Kang will figure out his true strength." Time flowed on. In the blink of an eye, Luo Feng had been in seclusion for over 1,200 days, and the second layer of the Chaos Great Strength diagram was nearly complete. The first seclusion had taken more than a cycle, because raising the divine body to its peak took a long time. The actual body refining step was relatively short. This second time, focusing wholly on body refinement, he progressed much faster. Inside Chaos Armor 913's cave dwelling, in the underground Great Hall of the Star Tower, Luo Feng's majestic, colossal divine body, 18 billion kilometers tall, had already manifested. He watched vast piles of materials fly up, melt, and merge into his colossal form. After merging, he sent out thoughts to begin etching densely packed formation diagrams. The first body refinement was only to lay a foundation. Everything was crude back then, he mused. Now the secret treasure structure is far more refined. As the final steps of the second body refinement completed, he realized his divine body was in essence a supersized weapon secret treasure. The destructive power of an 18 billion kilometer weapon was beyond imagination. Where his first refinement had relied on brute force, immense size to break through laws, this new form was precise and terrifyingly effective. With a low, resonant sound, the refinement finished. Luo Feng felt profound joy. Each move now carried several times his previous power. His flexibility and speed had improved qualitatively. Since I came to the origin continent, I'm still in a period of accelerating strength, he smiled. Most top eternal true gods had cultivated every aspect to near perfection, their bloodlines at the eternal 10th realm, their secret techniques at the peak eternal level. Progress was slow. Luo Feng's Chaos Great Strength diagram had 3 eternal level realms. He'd completed the second layer. For Breaking World 9 blades, 6 eternal blades, he'd only mastered 3. God King level techniques like Broken Extinction and Donghua advanced even more slowly. Liyuan art progressed at an even more glacial pace, needing cycles of time for steady comprehension. Go out and relax, he told himself. With the second body refinement complete, he felt lighthearted and quickly put away the star tower before leaving the underground Great Hall. The cave dwelling felt unusually quiet. Morosa and Moyu Qingyan had not yet returned. Thanks to the new patrons, Shen Wei Shen, Shi He, and Yongyuan Buxiang. Chapter 37, Menghua Lu Ju. As Luo Feng sent the message, Morosa and Moyu Qingyan hurried to the cave. Morosa arrived first, landing at the side with an obvious reluctance. His carefree time had been too short. Luo Feng glanced at him. The length of seclusion varies. Do you still have enough cosmic sand? You understand me well, master. Morosa gave a sheepish grin. It's almost all used up. Use it sparingly. Luo Feng tossed him an ink jade bottle. When Morosa opened it, he found over 100 cosmic sand and several piles of chaos crystals. His grin widened. Master is truly generous. There's no one more generous than you in all of Huyang City. That's enough flattery. Luo Feng smiled. He'd forbidden Morosa from causing trouble, but since Morosa had no income, a little pocket money was necessary. At that moment, Moyu Qingyan returned, piloting a small flying boat. He stowed it, flew over to Luo Feng, and saluted respectfully. Master. You've been busy while I was secluding myself, I suppose? Morosa teased from the side. Many factions came to court me. They surely sought you out as well. Yes, Moyu Qingyan inclined his head. Some groups in Huyang City couldn't visit Master directly during your seclusion, so they approached me. I refused most, but there were 13 major factions I dared not offend, so I accepted their gifts. Together they amounted to about 300 cosmic sand. As a servant, Qingyan's gifts were modest, but because of Luo Feng's prestige, even lower-ranked factions would send considerable presents. Luo Feng looked at Morosa. You said your supply is almost gone. Morosa's grin was broad but honest. He had accepted gifts, yet had deflected any requests for favors. Master, you know how expensive things are in Huyang City. Did any of them ask for favors when they gave you those gifts? Luo Feng asked. No, Morosa said. I only gave them a communication token imprint. If they have something, they can contact me, and I can report it to Master. I didn't promise anything either, Moyu Qingyan added. I simply offered a way to communicate. However, my elder brother's master, Ju Yu, an eternal true god of the Ju clan, asked me to convey an invitation. He wishes to host Master at a banquet. Luo Feng nodded. The Ju clan is the most influential local family in Huyang City. I'll meet him. Shall I inform God Lord Ju Yu then? Moyu Qingyan asked. Yes, Luo Feng agreed. Qingyan contacted Ju Yu through the token and soon returned. Master, God Lord Ju Yu invites you to the Dream Flower House tonight. It's been a while since I went to the Dream Flower House, Luo Feng said, nodding. Tell him I'll attend. When Luo Feng emerged from seclusion, Gao Wushui went to the Mo Li clan to see his master, Mo Li Xiao. How's your understanding of the three-sword sky-rending beast? Mo Li Xiao asked, looking at his favored disciple. It really is an eternal-level mechanical secret treasure, Gao Wushui replied. After studying it this long, I can scarcely execute all of its moves. Mo Li Xiao nodded. You have extraordinary will and are adept at formations. You only recently became an eternal true god, yet you've already mastered the three-sword sky-rending beast. I didn't misjudge you. Master, as a newly promoted eternal true god, I was assigned as one of Huyang Guard's 10 great commanders. Many eternal true gods resent that, Gao Wushui said quietly. The 10 generals of the Huyang Legion and the 10 commanders of the Huyang Guard all commanded Legion-type mechanical treasures. With Mo Li Xiao himself commanding one, there were only 19 lucrative positions between them. Strength meant power and resources. Competition for those posts was fierce. There were over 100 eternal true gods among the 5 great families and their affiliates. As a freshly promoted eternal true god, Gao Wushui taking a position naturally provoked envy. Ignore them, Mo Li Xiao said coolly. Legion-type mechanical treasures depend on the driver. With me commanding 1 legion, I can suppress the combined strength of the other 9. Even at the Void True God stage, your spiritual will could already reach the peak of Eternal True God. You are suited to control mechanical treasures. When your accumulation deepens, I'll find an opportunity for you to take command of one of the Huyang 10 legions. To command a Huyang legion? Gao Wushui was surprised, but felt the weight of expectation. Those legions are more important than the Huyang Guard. Driving a legion's mechanical treasure is harder. Your accumulation must be sufficient, and your spiritual will should ideally break into the Chaos Master level. Only then will the City Lord's mansion not oppose your command. I understand. Gao Wushui's spiritual will at the Void True God stage had already reached the peak of Eternal True God. He resolved to push his will to Chaos Master. Go, Mo Li Xiao said. Among his disciples, Gao Wushui was the most suitable to control mechanical treasures. That was why Mo Li Xiao trained him so rigorously. Gao Wushui bowed and left. In a garden within the Mo Li clan's cavern, Mo Li Feiyun and Diao Rongqi blocked his path. Senior brother Gao Wu, Feiyun called. Gao Wushui stopped, slightly annoyed. He had never experienced romantic feelings. True gods lived tens of thousands of epochs. Void true gods were effectively ageless, living off the power of heaven and earth. Most cultivators had little interest in marriage. He had no time for it. Feiyun, Gao Wushui forced a smile. He couldn't be rude to Mo Li Xiao's favored junior. We happened to meet senior brother Gao Wu today. Let's go out and have some fun, Feiyun gushed, eyes fixed on him. Commander Gao Wu, Feiyun speaks of you every day, Diao Rongqi added with a smile. Why not move into the Mo Li household? Then you could see each other every day. Yes, there's plenty of space. 10 eternal true gods already live there, Feiyun chimed in. Before Gao Wushui could reply, a young Mo Li family member flew over and scrutinized him. Commander Gao Wushui. Young Master Mo Li Lian, Gao Wushui greeted. What are you doing here? Feiyun demanded, displeased. Mo Li Lian snorted. The Mo Li clan was vast, and Mo Li Lian, guided personally by Mo Li Xiao, was a rising star. He had long viewed Gao Wushui as a rival, and now that Gao Wushui had become an eternal true god and taken one of the Huyang Guard's 10 great commanders, Lian's envy flared. Commander Gao Wushui despises evil as I do, Mo Li Lian said with a mocking bow, flipping out a golden memory stone. This records the crimes of Mei Wuqi of the Mei Wu family. His wickedness surpasses even the Darkness faction. Let's see how Commander Gao Wushui deals with such a man. Mo Li Lian, Feiyun snapped. Mei Wuqi is an eternal true god of one of the 5 great families. If there's judgment to be had, it should be handled by the 5 great families. The Huyang Guard need not interfere. Yu country law assigns the Huyang Guard to handle illegal matters in Huyang City. I want to see if Gao Wushui truly hates evil as he claims, Mo Li Lian sneered. Gao Wushui accepted the memory stone and probed it with his divine power. His expression tightened. Are these crimes all true? He asked. You've only just reached eternal true god, Mo Li Lian said dismissively. Over time, you'll learn. Mei Wuqi took many disciples of the 5 great families into his secret treasure, the evil city. Hundreds of millions of true gods from Fangju City, only a portion of his citizens, were captured. Many of those he seized were long ago tortured and killed. Gao Wushui said nothing and turned away. You really hate evil? I want to see you act against Mei Wuqi, Mo Li Lian called after him with disdain. Feiyun considered telling their father about this, but Mo Li Lian left with a smirk. He'd simply intended to stir trouble between Gao Wushui and Mei Wuqi. If either suffered misfortune, he would be pleased. Night fell. Luo Feng brought Morosa and Mo Yu Qingyan to the Dream Flower House. Luo He, Godlord Zhu, you greeted, having arrived early. You came early, Godlord Zhu Yo, Luo Feng replied. Haha, hosting Luo He is an honor. I had to be here early. The banquet is ready. Please come in. Zhu Yu's hair writhed like tiny snakes, green secret patterns covered his face, and his smile shone brightly. Luo Feng and Zhu Yu flew on while their attendants followed. My Zhu clan has been rooted in Huyang City for over 1,000,000 epochs. There are few of the city's secrets we don't know, Zhu Yu said. In terms of information, the Yanfeng Guild, the City Lord's Mansion, even the Shi Country faction, they're all a step behind the Zhu clan in Huyang City. Luo Feng nodded. The Zhu clan's influence was deep. They'd infiltrated every industry in the city, with experts embedded throughout the Huyang Legion and Guard. The prestige of the Zhu clan, who in Huyang City doesn't know it? Luo Feng said. God Lord Luo He, God Lord Zhu Yu. Menghua Lu Zhu, the mistress of the Dream Flower House, stepped forward to greet them. To survive in Huyang City, she could not offend either guest. Would you like the mistress to play? Zhu Yu asked Luo Feng with a smile, not even glancing at her. If Lord Luo He wishes to hear, she will certainly oblige. That depends on whether Luo He wants to listen, the mistress said softly. With Zhu Yu's word, she could not refuse. No need, just let a Luo Ya perform. Luo Feng replied. The mistress paused a moment, then smiled. Lord Luo He truly favors a Luo Ya. It's just that his illusion technique is too strong. I can't compete, Zhu Yu joked, and then led Luo Feng further into the Dream Flower House. Menghua Lu Zhu watched them go, silent. Do not be deceived by Zhu Yu's overt friendliness toward Luo Feng. Zhu Yu managed much of the Zhu clan's affairs, and the City Lord's Mansion and Shi Country faction treated him with deference. The 18 major darkness faction dared not cross the Zhu clan. The mistress felt a pang of disappointment. Ever since the last time, Luo He had refused to be swayed by her illusion music. Compared to Shang Tianyan and Sang Shuyan, she yearned more than ever to influence him. Chapter 38. Accept the bounty mission again. Tonight at the Dream Flower House, aside from Luo Feng and Zhu Yu, there were two other distinguished guests. Both looked out through the hall door and watched Luo Feng and Zhu Yu fly past in the distance. That must be Zhu Yu and Luo Feng, the blue-haired man said in surprise. Luo Feng's name has been everywhere lately. He single-handedly wiped out a darkness faction and killed the Blood Python Guild master. Remarkable. It was only one darkness faction, the purple-robed youth sneered. They boast about 19 darkness factions, but compared with our 5 great families, those factions still bow and pay tribute. Most of the cosmic sand they earn goes straight to us. Our family is strong, but in personal strength, Lord Luo Feng is far superior, the blue-haired man admitted. Jiang, don't flatter them, Mei Wuqi said coldly. Even if they gain sudden power or insight, every step forward is hard-won. Top inheritances, rare resources, a master's guidance, those are things they must fight tooth and nail for. How could they compare to us, born into great families? We start life with those advantages. The blue-haired man smiled wryly and lifted his cup. We are born with abundant resources, yet many of us only reach eternal true God at best. In native talent, we're nowhere near Luo Feng and Zhu Yu. They still have a chance at Chaos Master. We don't. The bloodline path tops out at Chaos Master. It takes absolute strength in every regard. We have no hope, Mei Wuqi smiled. But for people like Luo Feng and Zhu Yu, even if they risk everything, it may all be for nothing. It's very rare for an eternal true God to become a Chaos Master, the blue-haired man agreed. The whole Origin continent has only a few Chaos Masters. Places like Yanfeng Ancient Kingdom or Thunder Ancient Country are better at producing them. For the common folk, the odds are astronomical. On the Origin continent, we, descendants of royal and chaos great families, are born above the rest. Even when fighting Shi Country to the death, it's Luo Feng, Zhu Yu, and those so-called powerful eternal true gods who lead the charge. If we win, we rule Huyang City. If we lose, at worst, we leave it. Our great families only became great after a Chaos Master arose, the blue-haired man said. If top eternal true gods keep being tempered by life and death trials, eventually new Chaos Masters will emerge, but not from us. We have no hope, but they have no life, Mei Wuqi laughed. I've seen too many powerful eternal true gods fall. Luo Feng and Zhu Yu took their seats while their attendants retreated to a corner. As a Luo Ya performed her illusionary music, Luo Feng used the 7 emotions heart-refining method from Li Yuan art, immersing himself completely. He usually tempered his will with the Great Destruction heart-refining method, but the 7 emotions method offered a different, powerful flavor. Luo Feng really loves a Luo Ya's illusionary music. No wonder he had that falling out with the Blood Python Society over the musician, Zhu Yu observed. As an eternal true god, Zhu Yu was less affected by the music, but Luo Feng closed his eyes and lost himself in it. When the performance ended, Luo Feng opened his eyes, visibly moved. "Excellent," he said. In his long cultivation, he had many regrets. In the illusion, he could make small amends, and the feelings were intense. Aluoya bowed, grateful. Her value at Dreamflower House had risen significantly. With Luo Feng's attention, her performance fee multiplied, and no one dared bother her anymore. Even her backers, the Chanye Tenkao clan, had an easier time in Huyang City. "You've made great progress. Keep it up," Luo Feng smiled. "Aluoya takes her leave," the young musician said respectfully and retreated. Juyu watched and grinned. "Luo Feng is kind, caring for a mere musician." Luo Feng laughed. "I was so immersed I didn't even notice you watching." "I was enjoying it too," Juyu said. "Luo Feng, how well do you know Huyang City?" "Only the basics," Luo Feng replied. Shang Qianyan had given him general intelligence on the city's factions and many eternal true gods. Detailed dossiers cost much more. "I've only been in Huyang City a little over an epoch." "You'll learn more with time," Ju Yu said. "So far your only major conflict was with the Blood Python Society." "True, but that conflict annihilated them," Ju Yu laughed. "Now the 5 great families and the Shi Country faction both have their eyes on you." "The City Lord's mansion and the Shi Country faction fight through proxies," Ju Yu explained. "They both entice foreign strongmen with rewards. With your strength, both sides will try to win you over. My suggestion, take small jobs for gain, but avoid big troubles. Preserve yourself," Ju Yu advised. "Reasonable," Luo Feng nodded. "Besides the City Lord's mansion's 5 great families and the Shi Country faction, there's a third group, local families and factions. They may not have a few top names, but they are numerically strong and hide many talents. You don't belong to the 5 great families. If you join them, you'd be selling yourself. The Shi Country faction cares even less for expendable pawns," Juyo said. "You naturally belong with us." "Makes sense," Luo Feng agreed. Juyo laughed. "We're on the same side. No matter who rules Huyang City, it doesn't change much for us locally. For God Kings or Chaos Masters, tribute levels matter. For us, life's still full of fees. So we must guard our lives." "They won't," Zhu Yu said earnestly. A sudden, powerful fluctuation outside cut their conversation short. Both looked through the hall door to see the 3 swords sky-rending beast appear high above the city and a figure leaping from its back, commander of the Huyang Guard, Gao Wushui. Mei Wuqi and Zhang Chengyo hurried to the entrance, frowning at the mechanical secret treasure that had descended. The visitor clearly meant trouble. "Dreamflower House is a place of enjoyment. Commander Gao Wushui, what brings you here?" The blue-haired Zhang Chengyu said with a smile. "Commander Gao Wushui, join us for a drink. Let the other guards rest. My treat," Zhang added. Gao Wushui's voice was cold. "Mei Wuqi, the Huyang Guard has evidence that you've abducted and massacred a large number of Huyang citizens. You are required to accompany me to the Huyang Guard headquarters." Zhang Chengyo looked stunned. Mei Wuqi's face darkened, and his aura made the night feel oppressive. "Commander Gao Wushui, I am Mei Wuqi of the Mei family. Are you seriously going to arrest me?" "Is there a misunderstanding?" Zhang asked. "It is my duty, so I must arrest you," Gao Wushui said. "Mei Wuqi, come with me. I will count to 3. If you resist, I will use force." Before he finished, a monstrous, deep purple winding beast tore through the void and dropped down above the Dreamflower House. Guests gasped as the armored figure riding atop it strode down. Gao Wushui remained stern. "Even royal descendants and Chaos Great Family heirs must obey you country's laws," Gao Wushui said. "Mei Wuqi's crimes are monstrous. He's terrorized Huyang City for years and abducted and tortured countless citizens. When Fangju City fell to a beast horde, he abducted hundreds of millions. The corpses and the victims number in the hundreds of millions. Such crimes cannot go unpunished." "You slander me," Mei Wuqi shot back. The armored visitor chuckled. "Rumors fly about descendants of the 5 great families all the time. Commander Gao Wushui, you're inexperienced. Whether slander or not, he must come with me to the headquarters and will verify everything," Gao Wushui replied. The armored figure stepped between them with the winding beast looming behind. "Submit your evidence to the City Lord's mansion. They'll verify it and determine punishment. You needn't interfere further." Just then a command crackled down from the city lord's mansion. "Commander Gao Wushui, do not interfere further in the Mei Wuqi matter. Return to headquarters immediately and submit all evidence." Gao Wushui's heart sank. He had expected resistance, but not the city lord's mansion pulling him back before he could even arrest Mei Wuqi. He knew he could not kill an eternal true god of the five great families before a ruling. Not even his master Mo Li Xiao could save him if he crossed that line recklessly. "All right, I will submit the evidence. I trust the city lord's mansion will deliver a just verdict," Gao Wushui said, casting a last look at Mei Wuqi before boarding the three swords sky-rending beast. The treasure tore through the void and left. Mei Wuqi laughed at his apparent escape. "Gao Wushui is a fool if he thought to arrest me." From a distance, Luo Feng watched the whole scene in silence. "Juyu, is what Gao Wushui said true? That Fangzhou City was breached and Mei Wuqi abducted hundreds of millions? That he tortured and killed so many?" Juyu nodded. "It's true. Live in Huyang City long enough and you'll hear the stories. Mei Wuqi is infamous. His secret treasure, Evil City, has imprisoned an untold number of innocents. The number he's tortured to death across the years is incalculable. Do the five great families just let him be?" Luo Feng frowned. "They protect their own," Juyu said. "If you want proof, buy the intelligence from Yanfeng Guild's Dark Hall." Luo Feng reached for his communication token. "I want to purchase all evidence of Mei Wuqi's crimes." "All evidence of Mei Wuqi's crimes costs 1 cosmic sand," the Dark Hall replied. Luo Feng purchased it. The Yanfeng Guild's Dark Hall sent the dossier. As Luo Feng read, his face went cold. Mei Wuqi was worse than rumor, an unhinged monster who tortured innocents to forge powerful, twisted souls through suffering. The record showed 16 outstanding works, 16 true gods with twisted wills born of torture, their souls rivaling eternal true gods. "He even displayed his works once," Juyu said softly. "Yanfeng Guild has a bounty on him." Luo Feng found the bounty listing, 20,000 cosmic sand, a sum that suggested only those who truly hated him or were desperate would take it. Luo Feng accepted the task with a thought. He stood. "Juyu has family. I don't. If I ignore this, my conscience won't be clear." "This filth should be wiped away," Luo Feng said. With that, he stepped out of the hall and flew straight toward where Mei Wuqi stood laughing. Thanks to the new alliance leader who gave a reward, Shi Jisuo. Chapter 39. How dare you stop me? Juyu was stunned. Luo Feng's move had far exceeded his expectations, and his face went pale. "This is trouble," he muttered, then rushed out. "Don't panic, Lord Juyu. My master wouldn't act rashly." Morosa, still holding his wine jug, rose calmly. Mo Yu Qingyan's chest tightened. He hadn't followed his master long, but the recent events had been more than enough to stir his heart. He hurried after Morosa. The guests inside Dream Flower House had been watching the commotion. When Gao Wushui left on the three-sword sky-rending beast, many had assumed the excitement was over and were returning to their halls. Mei Wuqi himself was relaxed, laughing as he said, "That Gao Wushui is an idiot. He isn't fit to be commander of the Huyang Guard. The commander appointed by the five great families should protect us. But he bit me back. When I go back, I'll push to have the city lord's mansion strip him of his command." "Indeed," the armored figure agreed. "Brother Chan Yu, thank you for handling this." Chan Yu Chong, an eternal true god allied with the Mei family, had helped Mei Wuqi settle the matter, and Mei Wuqi was grateful. At that moment, Luo Feng strolled over, and in a few steps stood among them. His reputation in Fangzhou City preceded him. Everyone noticed the black-haired, horned man approaching. "Lord Luo He," Zhang Chengyo called with a forced smile. Luo Feng's gaze swept over Mei Wuqi. "I heard that you, Mei Wuqi, massacred hundreds of millions of you country citizens, that in Fangzhou City you abducted countless people. Such a heinous crime would, under you country law, demand execution." Mei Wuqi's expression hardened. He sensed trouble. "Lord Luo He, you speak recklessly," he snapped. "Commander Qianyu has made it clear these are rumors, slanders." "Rumors?" Luo Feng chuckled coldly. "Don't bother with that in front of me. Many eternal true gods in Fangzhou City know what you've done. How many of them have you proudly taken to tour your evil city?" Mei Wuqi froze. He had indeed paraded eternal true gods through Evil City as a show. What could they do to him? Then Luo Feng added, "You can buy up a lot of your criminal evidence at the Yanfeng Guild. Do you really think they'd tarnish their own reputation to fabricate evidence against you? If you could get the Yanfeng Guild to slander you, I'd admire you." Mei Wuqi's face darkened. The Yanfeng Guild's commerce spanned half the origin continent. It prized its reputation. It wouldn't invent evidence for anyone, least of all a god king. "Luohe, what business is this of yours?" Mei Wuqi barked. "Even if it's true, it's not for you to meddle." "I'll meddle if I choose to," Luo Feng said leisurely. "I heard about your misdeeds today, and I think it right to follow you country law and deliver you in custody." Roar. Commander Qian Yu, who had been wary all along, finally reacted. His Legion-type mechanical secret treasure, the purple jade Hao, unfurled and blocked between Qian Yu and Mei Wuqi. Its dark purple scales gleamed ominously. "Luohe, what are you doing? Are you going to execute an eternal true god from the 5 great families here in Fangju City without a trial from the city lord's mansion?" Qian Yu Chong roared from within the purple jade Hao. Mei Wuqi was furious and alarmed. He had thought Luo Feng came to provoke him, not to openly announce his intention to send him on his way. "Why meddle in me when great sacred Beiyu once swallowed all living beings in Yurong City to absorb energy and recover? Why don't you interfere with him?" Mei Wuqi spat. Luo Feng's expression didn't change. "Great sacred Beiyu is a Chaos Master level being. I, an eternal true god, wouldn't dare interfere with him. But you, Mei Wuqi, I can. You are an eternal true god. What of it? Killing weaker beings is nothing to you. Isn't the law of the jungle plain to see?" Mei Wuqi said, indignant. "Everyone is weak at some stage," Luo Feng replied. "When you were born, you were weak too. If everyone followed the law of the jungle, you'd never have grown." "Even lowly beasts protect their young," Luo Feng continued. "You cry law of the jungle while you butcher the helpless. You're lower than beasts. The 5 great families will be grateful when they learn of this." As his voice fell, the tension in the crowd spiked. Dreamflower Lord Menghua, Juyo, and Morosa watched from nearby, alarmed. "Lord Juyo, what is Luo He trying to do?" Menghua asked, flustered. "I don't know," Juyu admitted. "I can't control him, but with Commander Qian Yu of the Huyang Guard here, it shouldn't get too out of hand." Commander Qian Yu's purple jade Hao advanced to confront Luo Feng. The mechanical colossus was driven by Qian Yu Chong and aided by over 1,000 void true gods, a force comparable to the Blood Python Society's lifeblood river when driven by Mu Yang. Luo Feng moved. The purple jade house slammed forward and stopped his palm. The collision caused the Dream Flower House to tremble. The formation around it wavered but held. Gasps swept through the guests. Juyo and Menghua scolded Luo Feng. "Brother Luohe, even if you want to kill, do it by assassination. How can you act in broad daylight like this?" Juyo exclaimed. If Luo Feng and the purple jade Hao erupted in full battle, the commotion could destroy the Dream Flower House. Chan Yu Chong's face appeared on the surface of the purple jade Hao. "I am commander of the Huyang Guard," he snarled. "You attacked an eternal true god of the 5 great families without City Lord's trial. Are you defying the entire City Lord's mansion?" "Lord Luohe, Commander Qian Yu, please calm down," Zhang Chengyo urged. Menghua, the Dreamflower Lord, echoed the plea. They feared the escalation. Luo Feng only smiled. He extended his right hand. His arm swelled as divine power flared, his aura surging to a terrifying intensity. Even the onlookers felt a pressure that made their hearts stutter. "How dare you!" Qian Yu Chong roared, pouring the strength of his 1,000 void true gods into the purple jade Hao to resist Luo Feng's blow. Luo Feng's arm swelled until his palm became like a blade, imbued with the artistic conception of the creation and destruction blade. When his fingertips, sharp as blade tips, touched the purple scales of the purple jade Hao, it was like pushing through soft earth. With a sickening sound, the palm pierced the hull and slipped inside. From the moment his first strike was blocked, Luo Feng had assessed the purple jade Hao's strength. It rivaled the Blood Python Guild Master. Relying on his perfect divine body after his second body refinement, the God King level legacy broken extinction, and burning divine power, he had the strength to tear the machine apart with his bare hands. His hand plunged into the purple jade Hao and withdrew, clutching Qian Yu Chong himself. With their controller seized, the purple jade how collapsed, its assembly scattering. Over 1,000 void true gods and Mei Wuqi were thrown out as the mechanical colossus fell apart. The hall echoed with the sound of collapse and shocked cries as Luo Feng stood with Commander Qian Yu in his grasp. Chapter 40. Domineering and Tyrannical. The thousands of void true gods who had fallen were thrown into panic. They watched in horror as Commander Qian Yu Chong was lifted and held in a single palm. How can this Luo He be so strong? We couldn't even stop him with the purple jade how? Without it, one breath from him and we'd all be dead. Instinctively they retreated, some even trying to melt into the crowd. Normally, when on patrol in Huyang City, they were the respected Huyang Guard. Now they only hoped Luo He would not take out his anger on them. Mei Wuqi, who had been flung aside, could hardly believe it. That's one of the Huyang Guard's 10 mechanical secret treasures, the purple jade how. How could it be pierced by a single palm? He didn't hesitate. He burned divine power and fled with every shred of speed he had. But a huge palm swept over him like a wall. No. He managed to snatch up a staff and strike at the oncoming palm, but as the massive hand descended and closed around him, the staff barely scratched Luo Feng's skin. Luo Feng stood unmoved. His palms shrank back to ordinary size, and the two captives, Qian Yu Chong and Mei Wuqi, were reduced, suppressed, and shrunken like small toys in his hand. Jiang Chengyou, Ju You, Dreamflower Lord Menghua Lu Ju, and many other guests, including Luo Feng's servant Mo Yu Qingyan, stared, shaken to their cores. The sight was too overwhelming. I only meant to kill Mei Wuqi, Luo Feng said, looking down at the two tiny figures. But now I've got two. Luo He, I am a commander of the Huyang Guard. Are you going to kill a commander inside Huyang City? Qian Yu Chong craned his head up at the enormous figure. Lord Luo He, I was wrong. Everything's my fault. Mei Wuqi stammered, trembling. I'll apologize. I'll do whatever you ask. Spare me. Both men were terrified. The 5 great families, watching through the city's monitoring, because Luo Feng had not concealed himself with a small universe domain, saw everything too. The hand that pierced the purple jade how, the 2 captives. Panic spread among the high-ranking members. They sent urgent messages to their top commanders. Commander Mo Li, make a move. You must act now if there's any hope of stopping Luo He. Commander Mo Li refused flatly. His status in the city lord's mansion was too high for anyone to force him. With time running out, the officials dispatched one of the Huyang legions, the Black Hell Army. I can move, General Chu Yi of the Black Hell Army replied, but I'm not confident I can stop him. The city lord's mansion urged them to hurry, and the Black Hell Army answered the call. At Dream Flower House, the onlookers watched from a cautious distance. In Huyang City, the 5 great families were like gods. No one dared provoke them lightly. Luo Feng still had Mei Wuqi and Qian Yu Chong in his hands. Qian Yu Chong, your name keeps coming up in Mei Wuqi's crimes. You helped him capture true gods. You cleaned up his traces. You did too many dirty jobs. Qian Yu Chong's face drained. An eternal true god affiliated with the Mei Wu family, he had indeed done many of their dirty deeds, helping Mei Wuqi seize true gods and cover up the aftermath. He felt cornered and resentful. Mei Wuqi, if you'd carried out your deeds in secret, none of this would have happened. You invited so many friends to Evil City and made it public. Now you've drawn this Lord Luo He down on us and ruined me. As Mei Wuqi's accomplice, by you country law, you deserve execution, Luo Feng said. Lord Luo He, I'm only a subordinate, Qian Yu Chong cried. I grew up in the wild tribes and rose step by step. Please spare me. I won't be an accomplice again. All those captures were at Mei Wuqi's command. You were the one who taught him how, Mei Wuqi shouted. You helped him. Don't pin this all on me. Luo Feng's palm closed around Qian Yu Chong's hand with a touch, and a cold, penetrating power flooded Qian Yu Chong. It destroyed his true god heart from within. Qian Yu Chong's eyes bulged with disbelief and anger. He had clawed his way to one of the 10 commanders of the Huyang Guard, only to be implicated and die here at the hands of this runaway Lord Luo He. Luo Feng dropped Qian Yu Chong's corpse into the Star Tower. Even corpses were resources that could be stored. From afar, Morosa grinned and transmitted a message. Thank you, Master. Save Mei Wuqi's corpse for me too. His bloodline should be extraordinary. The absorption will be excellent. The servants and their master were calm, but the crowd was anything but. He actually killed him, people whispered. A commander of the Hu Yang Guard, just like that? Thousands of void true god-level Hu Yang Guard trembled at the sight. Lord Luo He is not just arrogant, he treats life and death lightly. If he acts, he kills. Rumors had long circulated about ferocious figures who even dared attack royal houses and chaos great families. Now those stories seemed true. Mei Wuqi, held helpless in Luo Feng's other palm, was pale with terror. Watching Chan Yuchong die before his eyes, he knew his own end was near. Lord Luo He, spare me. Anything, I'll do. A terrifying fluctuation shuddered through the air. A vast spherical fortress appeared above the city like a black hole, desiccating light and sucking in energy. It was the Black Hell Army's flagship. A Hu Yang Legion was far stronger than a single Hu Yang Guard. Any legion could overpower a Blood Python guildmaster in a straight fight. Suppression was easier than killing, but the legions were formidable. A three-eyed face manifested on the surface of the sphere. Lord Luo He, stop. Mei Wuqi is an eternal true god of the Mei Wu family. Even if he broke the law, only the City Lord's mansion can judge him. Can the City Lord's mansion sentence him to death? Luo Feng asked. You have caused too much trouble, the three-eyed face replied. Even if Mei Wuqi isn't executed, he will be severely punished. Severe punishment isn't enough. He must die. Luo Feng smiled down at Mei Wuqi. Mercy? Lord Luo He, you've already killed a Hu Yang Guard commander in the city without the City Lord's mansion's judgment. If you publicly kill another eternal true god of the five great families, you trample them. You must consider the consequences. The three-eyed face warned. What consequences? Luo Feng said at ease. He fixed his gaze on General Chu Yi. General Chu Yi of the Black Hell Army. Mei Wuqi must die today. Anyone who tries to stop me should think about the consequences. The three-eyed face glanced at the shredded purple jade house scattered below and understood already what would happen to anyone who interfered. Chan Yuchong had tried, and he had died. General Chu Yi's mind raced. He had tangled with Blood Cloud, the Shi country leader, and seen what the City Lord's mansion had tried. Commander Mo Li had personally acted, the city's great array had been mobilized, and yet Blood Cloud remained untouchable. In General Chu Yi's estimation, this Luo He might be no weaker than Blood Cloud. Even multiple legions under Commander Mo Li might be unable to stop him. Mei Wuqi screamed, General Chu Yi, save me! Luo Feng looked down. Everyone is watching. He is watched by you and by the City Lord's mansion, but no one can save him. Anyone who dares to try, I will kill. Anyone who tries to save him deserves to die. The words were cold and absolute. City Lord's mansion officials listening in felt rage, foreboding, helplessness, but none stepped forward. Die! Luo Feng's thought wove an invisible illusion and engulfed Mei Wuqi's terror-stricken consciousness. He used the forbidden technique he had mastered through the Nine Nightmares realm, Nine Nightmares Kill, built with his vast spiritual will at Chaos Master peak. It was an utterly ruthless illusion. Mei Wuqi had been coddled and fortified with resources, but his spiritual will was still ordinary. Under Luo Feng's perfect construction, the illusion crushed him. You like torturing living beings. Now taste it yourself, Luo Feng murmured, then placed Mei Wuqi inside the Star Tower into one of its empty spaces. There Mei Wuqi writhed, screaming as nightmares tore him apart. The Nine Nightmares Kill was merciless. Under Luo Feng's control, Mei Wuqi's consciousness disintegrated. In barely 10 breaths he was dead, ripped apart by torment. Luo Feng's mind observed coldly. Mei Wuqi's weak spiritual will had been exactly what he expected. Back inside Dream Flower House, Menghua Lu Ju, Ju Yo, Jiang Chengyo, and the others received confirmation from the Yanfeng Guild's Dark Hall. The bounty mission on Mei Wuqi had been completed. The reward was a paltry 20,000 cosmic sand. The five great families had always ignored such small bounties, but the notice now registered Mei Wuqi as dead. The reactions were mixed. Killing a Hu Yang Guard commander had shaken everyone. Mei Wuqi's death hit the five great families personally. Each family had only around 10 eternal true gods. The 50 or so eternal true gods of notable bloodlines were the city's real rulers. If Mei Wuqi could be killed publicly today, who among them was safe tomorrow? Lord Luo He, I can't stop you, the three-eyed face said finally, regret in the voice. But you were wrong to kill Mei Wuqi. Tell the five great families, if anyone wants to act, come on. I'll take them all. Luo Feng looked up at the sky and issued the challenge flatly. The three-eyed face said nothing more. Invisible power swept over the scattered pieces of the purple jade Hao. The Black Hell army gathered the fragments and, with a ripple through space, departed. Luo Feng watched them leave. A smile touched his lips. All of them dead. Now I feel satisfied. He turned and walked back toward Juyo. Brother Juyo, do you still have the courage to keep drinking with me?